that comes when you are logging in for the first time. So it's, I think, error 44. So what you need to do when you be trying that, make sure you've logged in to your student email on the same browser, but different tab. So on a different tab on the same browser, make sure you've logged into your email, and that will eliminate that for error. I know some of you might experience that. Just to make your search even better, you can put up the natural language search. So this is help. You can do that. So we can come back here and say, I just want journal articles. I'm a postgraduate student. Probably I'll use less of ebooks. So I want source type. I want just academic journal. So I do that. I check that and apply. And I want my references to be related. So I would say I will go for ones that have been published in the last 5 years. So I'll just say 5 years. Do that. So I've added my filters. I've said I want full text, those that I can access. I want those that have been published in the last 5 years, and they must be electronic journals, e-journals. So I can go further and say I want only that have been peer reviewed. So I can also check this. I want those that have been peer reviewed. Of course, the peer reviewed journals are authoritative, they are credible. So down here, you can see we have around 7 million when it comes to peer-reviewed journals that have been published in the last 5 years. So these are very latest articles that you can use for your research. So these are them. So, for example, this one, if kindly my colleagues, you can mute. So, for example, this is what I want on economic policy. This is a paper I want. We've already done integration with AI where you can come just here and click on generate insights. So I want to see if I want to read this paper. It contains what I want. So I can click on generate insights just to have a quick view of what the paper has. So the insights are here. This is a study, COVID-19 something. I know it has a relationship with finance. So if I say just from the insights, I get to know that this probably is not a paper that I want, I can say no. And further, if it's a paper I want, and you can see this one was published in September 2025. So it's a very latest article, and it's published in Applied Science and Technology Resource Journal. So this is how latest it is. So if this is not what I want, I can just say no. I can come further and look at these. Something on investment. So if this is an article I would want, I can just say access it now. So if I click here, it redirects me and open in a new tab. So I can view PDF and read the article. It's here. So for example, if I would want to export this paper to Mendeley as a tool, I can just click here and export that to Mendeley. Then I will. So I can do that, export it directly to Mendeley and use the paper for. So this is the paper. So I have already installed Mendeley as a tool that I use for referencing. So I can just come here and say I want web import it. So of course I need to sign into my Mendeley and it will be exported directly. So these are tools that you need to use. So I think that's something you can do. So also there are still a lot of other papers. So if for example, I have a specific journal or database or ebooks I would want from a certain publisher, then we have that avenue. So I can do my search and come all filters and say So if you come here to content provider, you can see all these that have been highlighted, different sources that we have. So if I want from, for example, Taylor and Francis, or I want from Emerald, I can check these. So I'm looking for something on Taylor and Francis. If it's here, if it's from IEEE, it's here. So I can always do that. So just check on it and I would want something from. So let me do something on Job, for example. This is Journal of Visual Learning. So I update that and apply. Let's see what happens. So this is actually a video. It's because job is journal visual learning. So let me just go there and see. You can see this is, I will do that. So because, let me sign in. So I'll just click here, sign in, my institution. So I can, I think, access by single sign on. So I'll still pick my email address. So institution is the Open University of Kenya. And it's here. Login. So I'll log into job, and if I'm a business student, definitely I'll come here and say a marketing major or microeconomics major. I'll come click there, and now from here, just getting even deeper, I can see I have different videos on microeconomics. So these are journals that are in visualized form. So and the way they are arranged, it's they grow with you. So they start from simple stuff to at least complex stuff. So you can start from always chapter 1, so introduction to macroeconomics, you get to understand what it is. If I'm in the School of Education, for example, I can come here and just look at what suits me. If I'm doing something on statistics or maths, I can as well just click here, something on calculus, for example, and it really gives me, breaks down calculus in derivatives in a very simple way that I can watch, and the videos here. So this is just, I know you cannot hear the voice, for example, but this is what we have at the Open University of Kenya. So just getting back to these tools, we can also go to our open education resources are here. So if I want to access them, I can come here, just do a search, and it has opened here, and you can see we put Research for Life is here, OER Commons is here, Open Learn, Free Book, and these are resources that you can still use. But if I want to go to a specific journal or a specific database, for example, I'll just come this side. On my left, there's a menu, then I can go on Publication Finder. So it also redirects me to another page where now I'm able to see all the resources that we have within our library. So the first thing I do, if I have a specific database in mind, I can go to Browse Databases. Then these are databases that we have access to. If it's data journals, open journals, they are here. If it's EBSCO, they are here. So they're all listed here. If it's IEEE, if it's Digrata AI ebooks, I can come here and just access those ebooks. So if it's open source like Jove, it's here, Jove Education, all these are here. So these, when we did our search here, these are some of the databases. Those results that we got came from these databases. So all of these, you can just come directly to one. We have Thailand Francis ebook. So we have Thailand Francis as e-journals, and we also have ebooks. So we don't have full access to, we've been given partial access to Thailand Francis ebooks, but there are good books here that you read. We also have access to Wiley, you can see here. So I always love demonstrating with, for example, a database that is very rich in resource. So that would be the one that our ICT director loves. I usually say that it's called Palego. So let me see. Just before we go to Palego, we have also broken down, we've done what we call cataloging and classification for these resources. So for example, if you're an agriculture student or you want to learn something about agriculture, and you don't know which book to read, you can simply come here and browse by subject. So we have resources in agriculture here, we have in education, in finance. So this one make it even simple for you. Even law, we have them here. Medicine, we have some resources here. So you can always come here, and they're quite a number so that you can have access. So just to take you back here, let me use Palego as a resource. So we can, if I want to use, for example, Palego database or digital library, I can simply come here, click here. So I say I want to go directly to Palego. So this is our database that have close to 1 million books. Let me do this and just start my search. I've already logged in. So for you, you'll be requested to log in and simply use your corporate email. That's your student email. You'll be able to log in and have access to this window. So from here, you have quite a lot to do. You can do what we call a title search, a simple search. You can always do a smart search using AI. So let me do that. And for example, you just ask them simple question. For example, what is artificial intelligence, for example? And what it will do a search on resources that we have on artificial intelligence. And here it's give me the key concepts and the books that something about artificial intelligence is written about. So these are those books that anything on artificial intelligence, like this we see on chapter 5, we have it. I want to take us back in title search so that we can do just a simple title search like on artificial intelligence, for example, and you see the kind of books we have. So you can see from here we have around 5,000 plus books on artificial intelligence, very latest books, 2025 book, 2024. You see, these are books you can use. Let's see if we can read this one. So I just go and have an access to it. So this is the whole book. So I can simply go to the table of content, and if there's something I feel I would want, like install exploring open source LLMs, I can just click here and it takes me directly to that. Probably I'm on traffic driving home in the evening and I want to listen to this book. I can simply click here or come here and listen to the book. So it has the open of the aspect of talking books. So that one is very possible with these books. If I also want to cite this book, I can always click here, just pick the PS 7th edition referencing style and copy these as my in-text citation and these as my reference. So let me just take you back. What I also love much about this database is that it has what we call research assistant. So with the research assistant, you want to read a certain, probably you have an idea of something you want to read about and you don't know which book I'll get that information from. So you can always come here and just ask it to do something on, let me see, something on ethical hacking. So you can say, what is ethical hacking? And you don't know a resource on ethical hacking. So let's see if we have any books on ethical hacking. Just the same way generative AI works, so the same way it works. The beauty about this is that it gives you access to citation to resources that we have. So it will do that, look on 1 million books that we have. So after that, it gives you a narration, just like the way generative AI does. So from here, you can see we have in-text citation. So if you want to just have an overview of ethical hacking, then you can go to this book or this book. So if you want understanding hacking methodologies, probably you want to become an ethical hacker, you can go to these books. So they're here, and this information is lifted directly from these books. So these are books that we have access to. So for example, if I want to have access to these books are here. For example, this is book number 3. So if number 3 was an overview of ethical hacking, I can just click here, it takes me directly to that book. But before even going to that book, I have an understanding. I have an understanding of what this book is, what ethical hacking is, because it has been made simpler by my research assistant. So just getting to, we have quite a number of resources within our library. If I go back here and say, for example, I want to have access to probably Taylor and Francis' book, I can do that and browse databases and go back to that. But I wouldn't want to do that. I can see my time is up. It's exactly 5:45. So I'd want to stop there. but we always have time to take you through the library. So this is not the last time you're meeting. So in case you have any challenge that you might come across when accessing the library, you can always get in touch at library@uk.ac.ke, and we'll be there to help you. Thank you very much. I take this back to Bernice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okiai, for that presentation. I believe that it's been very informative for each student, and especially because we will all be needing the library as we carry on with our studies. So at this juncture, I want to invite the Director ICT to take us through the next session, and that platform will be managed by Mr. Mwarabu. Students, you can continue to put your questions in the chat, and since we members of staff are here, we will be responding to your questions in the chat. Thank you very much, and welcome, Director ICT.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bernice. On behalf of UK, sorry, I'm not in a very nice place, maybe, but I hope I'm audible.
Not really.
Oh, I'm not. It's not clear. You mean? So I'll try to use a different. So is it better now?
Much better.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Very good. So thank you very much, colleagues, and thank you, University Librarian, for taking us through for such a wonderful session on how to get knowledge, basically how to get knowledge and where to get various items for reference and other things. So I'll actually take you through. Yeah, sorry if the sound quality is poor. I'll try to shout, but I don't know. I don't know why I'm not clear. I don't know, but I'll try to make it possible for you. And so the point is, I'm here to take you through virtual learning environment and digital skills. And I'll be compiling another session which I had to do is about course registration, because I'll tell you what to do once you leave the schools. Then we don't have to reconvene here, because it will be like going around and you don't want to hear me speak 3 times, I think. Because this evening, I think I prepared to talk to you about the virtual learning environment, digital skills, and also thank you a little bit on course registration. Of course, we can meet here back for troubleshooting and other things. But basically, yes, virtual learning environment, or VLE if you want. So it's the environment we're going to use for learning. And of course, I don't have to say whom I am because I've done this already. But I've been a teacher, so I know what you're going through. So I've said this already, that we are a university who want to leverage on digital transformation to accelerate Kenya's economic growth and the global competitiveness to flog our peers. And we are actually embedded in the Vision 2030 blueprint, which recognizes ICT as a key driver of economic growth. And I've already said some of the beneficiaries of the bottom-up economic transformation, because this university was actually launched by His Excellency the President on August 3rd, 2023, through an act of parliament, because it's specialized. And you can see the beautiful pictures there, in providing the necessary tools and equipments to make us be what we are right now. And it's opening the former CS there. So I don't have to say this, but I want to say we are tech forward digital transformation university. And even when there are errors or there are small things, and there will be teething issues because we are new, it doesn't make us go back to the traditional way of doing things. So fundamentally, we change how we operate and how we deliver value to our students. So we will create time, but we also want to use digital technology integration to increase higher education. And we want to deliver how education is being done, particularly higher education. So yes, so the virtual learning environment, which I'm talking about, is all about the LMS, but it's a little bit robust, and it has integrated to other items which make it extremely possible to to do more. Please, you can avoid annotating my screen. I don't have to disable this because I might need some of these things. But the idea is that please, no need, because we don't want to be very interrupted. So yes, so the virtual classrooms, libraries, laboratories, and I think you've just heard about our virtual library, part of the ecosystem for teaching and learning. And then there's the student portal, and then you'll see also our ELP, which runs some of the things you see, including fee schedules and other things. So yes, so it's all about using ICT for efficiency, quality access, and facilitating research and collaboration. So we want to promote teaching and learning using that connectivity. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to spend so much time doing this. Whoever is doing this, please kindly be mindful. So the idea I want to say it's about how the digital content. So you will see this is actually put in the LMS, and you'll see it's robust enough to handle even mathematics, programming, and other things. And we try to use AI to make the experience personal. I say this all the time because if education is not personalized, then it's not for you. If it doesn't speak for me, then it's not really doing what it should do better. So we have tried very much to make sure that the experience is extremely personalized. And how to do that is to have an orientation module, course forums. You message your teacher when you need to. You have a progress bar which tells you where you are in terms of the progress. You have a reader board to see how you are competing and how well you are doing, with respect to other students. And then you can even rate courses and you can give us feedback. That's all about rating courses. And we have integrated AI as much as we can. So our LMS, which we'll see shortly, will have all the courses which actually run the university. And the most important thing is, I think I need to disable but I don't want to spend so much time doing this. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Okay, so these are the courses, and you'll see them, and I'll show you a bit of my courses, and that will be important for the purpose of being able to run the courses the way you want. And so yes, so there will be your courses where you will actually only see a spectrum of the courses you are actually taking. So the courses are modularized, and I usually like to use the case of bread, because you have full bread and then it's cut into slices. So just think about a course as a full loaf of bread, and then the slices as modules of the course. And so they build up. They're the building blocks of a course. So the point is that you can start here, then you move to the second module, and that's why we need some of this. So this is like module 1. Then you have module 2. Then you have module 3, you see, module 4, yeah, and then you have module 5, then you have module 6, then you have module 7, then you have module 8. You can see how they are. So we expect that the journey most of the time is like this. So you go to 3, then you go to 4, then when you finish here, you come back and start 5. Of course, it's a sequence. And you go 6, then you do this. Then what do you see? After this, you will see an exam module. And each of these modules will have homeworks, will have assignments, will have workshops, it will have programming exercises, and all that. You need to go through them as you study, as I said. And some of them will have what we call as activity completion. Like you can't move to module 2 if you don't complete 1, something like this, just to make sure that we are a little bit organized. But not all the time. Some will not be like they'll be independent. You need to go forward and then come back. Then now something makes sense. Then you go back and forth. And that's how learning happens. Yeah. Okay. So then then you see what we are trying to say here is about modularization of courses. And then I have said about rating courses. So you have courses there, you can rate, you can say very good, you can say anything you want. And then there's a reader board where you can see how you're performing with respect to others in your cohort. And the most important thing is that we need to document and manage your own learning journey, because it's self-paced learning. So that means, and I said this last time, if, for example, you needed not to do an exam, you don't have to tell anybody in quotes, like you just need to do it. And we will know, because of our robust systems, that you actually didn't take the exam. Then we'll wait you for the next time to make sure that we give you an exam when you're ready with all those sessions which are actually available. Okay, so that's the e-portfolio, and it's like a website. And I'll show you something about the e-portfolio. I'll show you like mine. I'll showcase a e-portfolio and to show you that it can be a sample as a website. Okay, so we try, because we are a university for flexibility, equity, affordability, and everything. We make sure that most of the solutions we deploy, they're actually device responsive. And so we use ICT for administration. So I've said this already, but I was just telling you the student management system and other things are actually very clear. But the most important one is the student information system. That's what brings us here. So we have our ELP at My UK, and you will see it. And it will try to show you much of the happenings at the university, like you try to manage your learning in one place. Yeah, so there's a mock of that, but those are the courses you're doing, the progress on each one of them. And then we are talking about your program. Like you need to know your program, you need to know the courses. You see, if you go to the village, they will ask you, unafanya kozi gani? But the idea is, what happens here is that which program and course are different things. And now you know this. Oh, so your fees, everything, you just need to see it. And I'll show you that the fee statement, how we do it is not how other people will do it. So I'll actually show you the fee statement to mean that we actually schedule you per semester or per course. And I did show you this, and I'll tell you. Okay, so that's basically, that's the ELP, that's for other things. But student faculty support, I'm talking about student faculty support. You'll see our timetables look like this. Like we have the evening class and then the morning class. And all this actually speak to what we are saying. So if you see this class here, will also be here. But most of the classes for postgraduate, because we are here talking to postgraduates, they will actually be in the evening, most of them. And they are very important. Please try to attend or listen to the recordings because they have interactions, and that humanness, it creates the emotional connection. I always make this joke, like the things you remember are things which actually creates an emotional connection to you. Maybe this is not a good joke, but it's a good joke. Say the boyfriend you remember is the one who left you when it was raining, and they left you in the cold or something. That's not a good example. But the thing is that the teacher you remember even in high school is that one who beat you up, something like this, for doing nothing. Then you remember them so well today, or the one who taught you so well. So memory is very expensive from a revolutionary standpoint. So we have to teach for purpose. So students want to remember things, the examples, the illustrations which lecturers make. And how do you remember those, including their jokes, is actually by attending some of these hand-holding sessions in the evening or morning. Mostly they will be. Then the e-library resources, the librarians talked about this. I don't have to say more, but it's also part of the virtual learning environment. You study notes, then you refer to the library. You should know where to get those resources. And I think you've been guided so well that I cannot mimic that. So thank you for that piece of it. And then I'll take you through the next thing, which I need to do is actually to show you basically the processes of how we do this. And what I'm going to show you is how the process looks like right now. And that's why I'm talking about the digital skills for learning. And I know I'm in the wrong position of the light, so maybe I should actually put up my video, maybe to be much easier for you to hear me. So yes, so that's the first thing, and it's a very important thing which I have to show you. Now I'll show you the processes which you need to remember, and this was to come next, but I know why I'm showing this. So we have all done this. We have gone to admissions and got a letter. We have an admission letter. That's why we're here. And we are all on the student Mao UK. That's all about digital skills, which we need to show you. Then from here, we have maybe managed to do student registration. And maybe we have one or two, because I know I've had issues to do with session registration, and we are checking that. Maybe we'll make sure that it's actually up and running. So session registration is the next thing. So after registering as a student, everything here is automatic. The next thing is session registration. Like you register for the January cohort section. Then after that, you'll do course registration, which will be guided because there's a lot of specialization and we don't want you to be dropping things and then you get billed and then we start complaining. Then from there, we get into the LMS, which I talked about. And this is exactly where the VLE is. This is where the VLE is. This is the VLE part. This is the virtual learning environment. Yeah, so that's the end game. This is where learning happens. And that's the most important thing. So yes, yes, that's basically the journey. And so that's the student application guide. So, and everything here is automated. Maybe here you will wait a little bit, but you've done that. You've done the student registration. You're on the portal. And once you're in the portal, then you go to my student registration. You've done the student registration. There, you don't pay anything until you get to session registration. And in session registration, you go to studentship, then you register for session, for the registration as a student. Because when you're an applicant, you don't become a student. And then under course registration, after course registration, then you do session registration, like you for your first semester or first year or something. And you just need to click here, session registration, then add a session. Of course, I've heard there are some errors and issues. Please, we'll fix that on time before Monday starts. So in section, sometimes system may prompt you to confirm payment. Please click the button to indicate payment complete. If no payment is required, you just need to say complete. And then after that, I think we talked about the courses. That's the next thing. And this one, don't rush. Just wait to be guided. There are courses there, but you need to be guided how it works. And the interface here is a bit old, but that's basically how it goes. So once you go to, then you can see how it goes. So here is your personal information, which tells where you come from, county, and so on. Studentship is where you do registration, and that's where you do session registration. Then after that, you come to my courses. Then you register for courses, Then you can confirm them. And you can see the interface has changed. You just click, select them, then click confirm. And if it's not working, because I had complaints just before this meeting, please just hold on. Okay, so that's how easy it looks. And then after that, we have a lot of troubleshooting sessions in the afternoon, in the morning, and we'll disperse our team to make sure they support you, to make sure that everything works as planned. And many things, like we use a lot of session keys, and sometimes things can expire. Don't panic. There's no error here. It's just a session key which expired. Please just click on it, or just say, click continue, and then all should be well. Okay, that's basically what I needed to say there. And I now need to show you two very important things, and one of them being fee statement. Because these questions keep coming, and we experience is the best teacher, cohort, and so on. So what happens then? So we bill you, and I want to show this for the purpose of it. We bill you per course. So you'll see that's a very important thing. So for example, this student here, you can see their reference number. They paid with M-Pesa, which is not a problem. And then application via eCitizen, they were billed 1,000 for application fee, and they were actually settled on 1,000. And then they went ahead and paid for fees. And I'm telling you, like, even though session registration, you're paying 10% of the year's fees, it's not a problem. It will still be recorded. So the student paid 2,000 shillings. Yeah. And then now here, the students that register for courses, and we build them, you can see, and we build them for that semester like this. And then we continue. Then the students continue getting billed. And then the student got a bursary here. You see, it comes here. So we are billing you per course, but it built up to what the fee of the annual is. If it's 79, it will be 79. Like you can see here, now the student is taking 10 courses and each is billed at 79. That's how it's billed here. It's billed for the purpose of ease of learning and invoicing. So otherwise we just take the money, the whole of it. And that's why it's important you at least pay the semester fees. Now the 2,000 they paid, plus the money they got from the bursary, plus the money they got from help, everything here actually, and even there are 2,000 here, then there is 7,000 here, everything. There's nothing like session registration. Because session registration is just a commitment, but it's actually part of school fees. So we don't call it session registration. It's actually still called fee payments. Everything is fee payment, but it's from bursary, fee payment, but from help and so on. And then this particular student has a balance of 87,400. And for students, you'll always see the balance here, and there will be one more button here saying pay now. And you can always top up. You can always pay the school fees in bits until you finish, and you're always encouraged to do that. Yeah. Very, very good. And the other things I talked about was about the e-portfolio, and allow me to use what's an e-portfolio really, and allow me to show you what an e-portfolio is. And before that, I'll tell you something about it because that's very, very important. And those we won't finish, as our librarian said. We can't finish everything. We just give you enough. We start. It's like a car. You're driving a car. You get more experience as you move. I always give an example of athletes, right? They always get better every day, and they train for so many hours. But then what do? They just manage to do other things very quickly. So I'll tell you about ePortfolio, and I will not spend too much time on it, but I will show you at least what is it. I have to define it because it's important. So I'll use this business, so ePortfolio. And I'll try to show my screen in full mode such that it helps. So it's actually, ePortfolio is just a personal learning environment. And like a static website, ePortfolio is designed for reflection and lifelong learning. So, and you will see that some homework will need you to document your journey. And some of you maybe are already computer scientists and other professions where you are asked to provide a portfolio or you have a company and somebody asks you about a portfolio. And what's exactly that? It's a personal learning environment, as I've said, and it's unlike a static website. So this is, you have to create, you correct all your artifacts, and then you have to share, you build pages for specific audiences, and then you engage a specific feedback and collaborate. So colleagues, then what happens for step one, where you need to correct all your artifacts? And what are artifacts? There will be pictures, there will be videos, everything you come across, and it will be a website, it will be coding you're doing. So you will see what to use. And the canvas is you go create, you do the pages, and then you do the corrections. And the layout control, choose as many columns as you want because it's a website, the way you want to put it doesn't matter. Then you will see a gallery, then you will drag and drop a lot of things. This can be text, images, videos, and it can be external media. You can embed a YouTube video, you can do a LinkedIn profile, and so on and so on. So what can you do? You can create menu. You have a menu there. You will see that this is your digital, because we have a platform for doing it for you. Once you have a student email you, again, you can do this. This is your digital filing cabinet. You can upload PDFs, you can upload certificates, you can upload images, you can do reflective blog posts about your learning journey, and you can build actually a digital CV with the platform and then share even with employees who will be interested in getting your skills. So yes, so always it's about sharing, and when we share things, we are a country of data protection, so everything in ePortfolio is private until you decide to share it. So please know that. And you can do it for the world. That's the public sharing. You can do it secretly to an employer or but they need a link. That's why it's private. You need a link. It's like you do YouTube, you guys, and then you have that video called and listed, and which is so you need to do it in a way that they don't need logins. And then instructions of groups you share specifically with your classmates or teachers. Like for example, the teacher will give you a homework and they tell you do a e-portfolio, and then you share with them, and it will actually document. And with that, I will show you mine. And mine is not that good, but because but you will be better than me because students always do the best. And allow me to do that, colleagues. And I will do it in a very simple way. I'll show you the one I made using Google. You can actually turn your Google page. I know you can see my screen because I know I'm sharing. And then there is always, this is a Gmail, and there is, you can see this is a Gmail for me, jaredungaro@gmail.com. And under this, you can see here we have Google Apps. So if I click here, the 9 boxes, then you know what we're doing. Yeah. And I know you know how to use Google. I don't have to teach you. Like there's always settings here. There's always terms. If you haven't done things like settings, I can do advanced search. You can check your privacy data search. You can check so much. Like I use, because I have a problem with my eyes, I always use black mode. But you can change this, you can see what I've done. But I'm always on black mode. See, all this is actually changed from settings. Yeah, you can see. And you can always go to advanced search. I don't want to spend, this is another game. If I spend time here telling you about Google, we'll spend time forever. And then you know how Google is important because you can link the sheets, you can do so much. Why you can use Google to do reports and other things. And because we are talking about digital skills for learning, you can search and then you can actually put even the usage licenses. Yeah, you can say free to use. You can say you want something which is commercially more available because you're talking about Creative Commons licenses here. You don't want to use something which you don't have licenses, like copyrighted. It's not good. So you come here, you change your language, you want to search for something, you want to use advanced search, how you use it to get good information. Some people can search something the same way, but they're better than you, and so on and so on. The same thing with what I said here. Within the 9 boxes, there's a lot of things you can see, colleagues. Like you can see account, that's the easiest one. But there's more. When you click on this, there is Gmail, there's search, there's maps, there is YouTube, there's play, there's calendar, there is translate, there's photos, right? There is sites, there is, Of course, there's a lot. There's Chrome, there are very important thing. There's Gemini, which is an AI assistant. There is feeds. You know all these things. There's there's the finance, there's slides. Like I was using Google Slides all the time because then I can get my things. There's Notebook, LLM. There is Google Analytics, there is Blogger, there is Wallet. There's so much like Google provides as a premium. And because then I don't want to say more. There's Google Meet, you can do meetings, but all this is here. But the most important one is the sites where you can use it for your portfolio. And if you look at here, colleagues, you can see I've tested so many things. Like here it's mine. I was trying to teach some people, and I was talking about trying to do something, trying to teach or whatever I was doing here. And I was writing, I was putting seminars and other things. But this is a video from YouTube. This is whatever, and that's what I'm saying. But really, let me show you the one I've already made because I've already used this before. So this is my portfolio. And you don't have to worry, colleagues, because I can show you the finished product just such that we stay within the time. So the best way to see it, you can see it has insert. You can add pages. You can add, it will be the same thing on the other side, which I'll show you from the OUK e-portfolio, because we have to remain private in terms of guarding data. You can embed a code if you know what that is. And please Google the question. Also ask Google, because Google asks. You can do collapsibles. You can see pages. I can always add pages. I can insert. I can check themes, like how should it look like. But you can see I have my pages already. Yeah, teaching. So I can look at publish. I can unpublish it if I don't want it to be public. I don't want to show it for the world. But then I can view the published site, how it looks like. This is the site, and this is how it looks. And you can see where the story begins, from zero all the way to cakes and other things. And for example, I say something about myself, because e-portfolio is about you. And that's why I said that if the education experience is not personalized, then it's not for you. Then there's pedo, there's all these things. And the most important thing is these are pages, and you can actually see they have different artifacts. They have the courses I've taught. You have the chance to use Google tools, including the calendar and others, and you can see how it works. I've always integrated the Google tools, the maps, and others. And I think you've seen, when you go to insert, you'll see how P2P it is when you're on it. I've shown you the books I've written, for example, and other things, in my life. And because this was e-portfolio, but this is an academic e-portfolio, just to showcase my learning and the things I do. Like, I could tell you the kind of research problems I'm interested in and the kind of students I've supervised. And I will tell you also toolbox. I spent so much time using Zoom during COVID, and I learned a lot. And so I said, why can't I share to the world the things you should do when you're using Zoom? You can see it's long ago. And then I could say, what is my outreach activities? And this is why I said you can actually embed things from Google and embed pictures. These are artifacts and multimedia. Can do videos from YouTube. So by using Google Sites, you also enjoy some things, and you can do your website like that, and it can be very good for marketing. So, but this is not what we're going to do. In our case, we are going to use a dedicated place for learning and creating those videos. And this is what I used to do at Outreach. I used to be the convener of the Math Olympiad. So I could say all these things and speak for it. But now then, where are we, colleagues? Now we go back to the learning management system. Now I'm assuming you've done everything, you've registered, and then you've clicked that button called SOMAS within the student management system, and you're here on the ELP, on the LMS, virtual learning environment. So you can see I'm closing this up such that I don't have to come again after the breakout from the schools. So then I've said, this is how it looks like. This is the touch and feel of our learning management system. You'll see how you come here. So there is always sites, there is always home, and home is home. I mean, when you get lost for any application you're trying to navigate, always hit home. There's calendar, there's all these things, this content, whatever. But the most important thing is that I'm going to go to SOMAS 101. And our courses, as I was saying, they are arranged like this. You can always message your teacher, and you can see where I am. I can message all these. These are my colleagues at OUK. You can message Isaac and say, hi, Isaac. Hi, Isaac. Excellent presentation today. See, something like this. And this comes with all the editing tools, so you can see mistakes and so on. So I just sent to you. So you will actually receive, because it's one of the teachers. So I will always see my messages here. I can see, hey, I'm accessing. I can also see some, some admin things, because I also work for admins at these sites. But what I'm saying is that it's so personalized that you should be able to message your teacher. I can see who's online within this course, but that's not even a problem. And what I wanted to say is that our courses have the same touch and feel, or so to say. So course, then you have handbook, then you have the corner, then you have a learning guide, then you have a course description, what the courses are about, the course purpose, the course objective, the course learning outcomes. Then you can go the content of the course. This is generic, just to explain. You don't have to understand the content. And then there is the course information. And the modules are here. So we provide you navigation from every angle. So module 1, module 2, you can actually go here and see when they are there. And so the things like forums, which I talked about, they're here. Like I told someone, welcome to UK. They didn't like it, so he said negative. So they can actually, you can actually post up and down anything you want. And for example, I can go back to this and say, I wrote things, congratulations, let's learn, and so on. And somebody said, Wednesday, blah, blah. It was also checking things. I think I find this useful because it was good feedback, but it was working from negative, you can see. So if I go there, it becomes, if I continue, it will be negative too, because it was already negative one. But I think think it's a good answer and I found it useful, I mark as helpful, I can make the solution, I can edit, I can comment. That's the point. And I would say thank you. See, thank you, or something like this. That's a forum. So you're communicating and try to be positive, try to be everything. Because life is about positiveness, even when you don't agree with things. We can be very tough on things, but we have to stay positive. So that's because it's just work, we stay positive and everything. So that's basically what it is. And all these links are navigable. Like you can go back to course summary and you can see the course summary here. I can meet your lecturer. There is always this thing, meet your lecturer. Like for example, me, you will see meet your lecturer. I don't know what this will be, but this might mean me because I'm the lecturer right now. And you can see somebody Chiromo.
He's at the university. Tell us what.
Yeah. So you get what I'm saying. Like basically the thing I'm saying is that you will see meet your lecturer. It's now hidden and I need to switch my role to, if you don't mind, to student such that you have the good experience. And then, so this meet my lecturer, that's hidden. You might not see that. But then there is this board also. You can come here and add comment. I can add a comment section. I can add a comment. I can say hi, and then I can publish. This is like a notes board and you can see, you can share. My colleague has already talked about the library, and I just want to say that all the links for Zoom, they will actually be embedded on the course. So if you have a course, Math 101, the link will be there. If you have a Lego, like the library was talking about, they said, I love it. Yes, I do. And I thank him very much for bringing the library closer to us. So I just want to go to the library, click there. And it's an LTI. That means it's a single sign-on. So you don't have to remember if you are already in the LMS. And you can see I already have the account and I can say, thank you very much. There's such a system on this side. It's actually here. And I love it. So I can say online learning for math, something like this. Yes, he already did it. I don't have to take it away from him. So these are the library resources, and you see it's taking through his millions and millions of books he has provided us. And it will give me something. Then I continue learning. So that's what I was saying. So the Zoom classes which you use, the only thing you need to do, as I said last week, is to make sure you have a Zoom client in your phone or in your computer. Then you can always listen to our classes. But everything is here. And the most important thing, that all these are actually recorded. And I already said this. How do you find it? You come here, this Panapto is what we use. And you can see all the live sessions, even from last time, they're actually recorded. I can actually click on this one or another. Even this one is actually overview of OUK. I actually have it on the platform. You can see now we are somewhere here. And
join the class, the synchronous class. I'm able to go to the ERP or the learning platform and be able to catch up with my colleagues.
Open University of Kenya, where prosperity meets inclusion. Enroll today and embark on your journey to...
Yeah, so I was just trying to say...
Currently, I'm a student at the...
I was just saying that we actually have this. And the beauty with this is that you can actually see the captions, of course. You can actually search through the details. Like if I want to know where they talked about OUKs of great benefit, what I want to see. Yeah, like I want to see OUKs of great benefit. I'll just click on it and I'll play it.
Open University of Kenya is of great benefit.
So I just got it. So if I want to hear where they talked about technology or whatever, I'll just go here and say, technology, quality technology place. Yeah, like I'm looking for technology. I'll just go there.
For quality education, technology has to play a role. You see? And the way OUK have embraced technology in delivering content to their students, I think it's very, very key to their success.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, Tim. And the most important thing is, I was just saying that if you miss any recording for that class, it's here, it's fetching, it's called Panapto. So they will actually show you, like VC September 2025 orientation. If you want to listen to him, what he said at that time, you can actually get in there, orientation program, everything is here. So all you need to do is to come here, click there, and then go to here and then say, where did they talk about Catherine Kabushi? What did she say here?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Mugambi. Yeah, morning.
Mugambi, camera will be.
See, if I want to hear about education undergraduate loan,
if you are not placed by COOPS, we're not saying
you can even hear this. And I know there will be a session tomorrow to talk about help, and they will be coming alive. But the point is I'm making is that we make sure that everything is actually recorded and it's available to you. And you can search through this, and you can see the content. It's actually available. So you can search through the videos. That's the technology which we have. And you can see all this, all of us here trying to give what's new, only payment and everything. So that's what I was saying about recording. So these are actually recorded. And as I said, the Zoom, you find it here, live class, you find it here. So you don't go looking at it. Where's the link? No, it's actually in the LMS and it's integrated there. And the lecturers will be there waiting for you if there is an evening. But then the other teaching, remember, it actually happens through the modules. And now, as I said, we have module 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm about to finish 5, 6, and then the final exam. So what happens? So the notes are here. And if you want to access them, we try to put everything we can here. And you can see it's a YouTube playlist is there before preparing. If you want to know what you need to do, because online learning, you need to learn how to learn. It's always the case. And then if you want to, so you can come here and actually go through it. And that's what I meant. You go through it, you go through everything. That's so powerful. And then you can come to examples, you can come to everything virtually. And what I did say was, like, if you want to do organic chemistry or whatever, there are always codes. And if you want to demonstrate examples on the things you can do, I've done so many of them, but there's no problem. So if you want to type, like, this is mathematics, and they're asking you, and the feedback is key. Like, please don't mind what I'm typing, but I'm just being asked, give an example of an odd function. I know X. But it's more interesting if I don't get the answer correct. It's of an even function. So, but I'll get this correct. Give an example of an odd function. Okay, somebody is annoyed. Then I'll say even function, maybe x squared. It's more interesting if I don't get it. So you can see the validation window here, and I can always try to check. I know this is 0, so I can try to check. You see, it will tell me if I got it correct. Yes, if I got it incorrect, it will tell me, and it will tell me why I got this wrong. Perhaps you think of something like this. It's that's okay. Then is this the answer unique? Okay, I'm a mathematician. You know that I know the answer. The answer is yes. Then I can also get that one. You see, like, you don't have to answer everything, and you will be doing that. And for example, here you need a system of equations. I'll put this here because it's about practice, and I don't have a lot of time. So you put it here. It's more interesting if I put 15. Then I try to check, something like this. Then it will give you a personalized answer. It tells you this is incorrect, and because 15, I was talking about hours and whatever, and the kilometers, then all of a sudden I'm talking about minutes. So I'm supposed to talk about 1 over 4, because it's a quarter an hour anyway. So even as I check, I think you can see I seem to be doing something. So that's what we're saying. It's not multiple choice, it's level specification we are talking about to make sure that math can be done. Okay, so then when you close an attempt, it will always be, you can still go back, like, this is not complete. I say number 2, oh, it has a problem. Oh, yeah, it is. They're asking me to do something. And I'd already prepared for this. You try this. I want to get this wrong. And type something. Remember, you are supposed to type in, then I can check. And I don't get right. I got it partially, and there's an explanation there, what I should have done. Okay. So it's I'm not teaching mathematicians, but I'm telling you that you can always go back to the problem, and it's not complete because there are so many sections, and I can always come from this section, or I can return to attempt. So last time I used this, I can return to the attempt, and I can look at, you see, you have not done this, you've not done this. That's why it's telling it's incomplete. But it will not force you to use an homework. Remember, you decide. You can also use this navigation here. I can go to 2. This question 2 is not complete. Question 3 is not complete. Question 4 is not complete. The one called I, they are actually information. If I go to I here, I'll see it's just an information here. This is the question, I. And it's asking me about this. I'll try to say X. And then I can check. And I don't get this correct. So I can always come to the problem. And it's not complete because there are so many sections. And I can always come from this section, or I can return to the attempt. So minus 5. And if I try to check, I told you that this one here is for validity, to check that you have typed the right thing. And you will learn the syntax. That's why you're here. You transform it. I didn't get this correct, and it will give me a reason why I didn't do that correct, because that's the robustness we are talking about. Okay, so that's module 1 about accessing notes, and I can always go to the next. I don't know where we have this. And you can see the videos which have been formed. And if you see something like this, it's still some work, you see. It's just, we call it as COM package. So you need to come here, and then you need to click enter, because it's actually catch memory thing. And then you can come here and start learning, start the topic, and I will start learning. It's my notes. I will go through them as I'm expected. If I'm tired, I need to exit. I just need to click exit activity. You know, it's that easy. So I go to next. Sorry for that. I go to next. If I want to do the syntax story, you know, the syntax, like I've been telling you about syntax, like how do you type if it's mathematics? You know, it's telling you how to type. You know, I can go back to this. Like I'm typing something like this. And if something is missing, like for example, a star is missing, because we need to make sure that this is well entered. That's the syntax. It will tell you where to put it. Then you go next. And then here is an example of a problem, and they're telling you to do this step by step. Yeah, I'm not going to do it, but I'm telling you, you can do that. You will type this because you were asked to solve this equation. Remember what you need to do. You need to then to factorize, and then this times this gives you 0. Then one of them must be 0. So that means this one here or this one is 0. Then you're typing step by step, and this is resizable. Remember. So I can actually resize the way I want to resize. Don't say the space is so small, so you resize. This is the display to show you what you're typing. And how do you type even square root? You know, that is the syntax you will learn. Square root of negative 2. I can still write negative 2. That's not the problem. The problem is you need to get it right in terms of how you type it for the validity. If it's these things like alpha, you just be typing alpha. So this is a syntax, and usually we give it, and if it's made. Okay, so that's module 2. I was just showing you how this works. I can do programming, by the way. Let me just go to programming. We want to do some programming. And here it is. You need to write a code, and you come here and type the code in MATLAB and so on. I don't want to do that because of time. But you know what I mean. What I mean is you can do exactly the asks of your course within the platform. So you don't say that I can't install Python. We have it here. So you just play with our sandbox and other things to make sure you get there. So please go through this, because we'll give you access to this course. It's a sandbox. You play with it, and you make sure that you can actually understand many of the things. So as I said, orientation presentation, then I was talking about programming, then I was saying about smiles, I was talking about structured formula. Then I can also talk about notes, accessing notes. So I can talk about feedback, the homework, such that I do the homework. So sometimes you have this kind of Python programming, you know, like somebody is teaching you cats, and you're importing some libraries if need be. So you just need to evaluate. And once you evaluate, you see what happens. And then when you come here, you like, oh, somebody's asking you, now you're using you've imported the library. What can you do with this? And you can evaluate, and you can do anything you want with this. And remember, this is just pulling locally on your machine. So you can actually change these numbers and say, though, I don't want 10, I want 15. Maybe I was playing with 17, 12, you know, something like this. And you can actually play with this and see what is the output. Yeah. Okay. So you can see now it's now using 15 because I changed, but I can take it back. So when you unsafe, of course, when you leave the platform, this will be different. And you can see how it behaves. So I don't want 12, I want something like 0. You see how this works, you know, like you were just playing to see the display, and you can see how it works, 2 and so on. And so you program, your programming actually happens within the platform. Yeah. I just want to go to assignment of videos and that display. And I think I was talking about interactive. Sorry, I'm a bit unfair. because I'm just using math, because math and programming, those are the things you're just asking yourselves, how will we do it? And the thing is that we'll do it on the platform. Everything is integrated. You have your phone, you have wherever, you can actually be working through some of these things. And you can see e-portfolio is what I talked about. And there is always e-portfolio assignment. So if you have an assignment called e-portfolio, you will come here and then say, okay, I've already submitted something because I tested this yesterday. I can always remove submission, such that I start afresh. Then I can, so this is how it looks like. So when you click on add submission, it will be like that. Then I can come here and say, add a submission. And because this uses the SOMAS portfolio, which we are based on, which we are actually being powered by Mahara, you can actually purchase by Jared Ongaro, that's the point. And I have one already called introduction. That's why it's telling me, do you want to submit this? Maybe no, I just want to create a new one. And when you do this, when you do this, then it will take me to something. It will open my e-portfolio, and that's what I said. And you can see, I think somebody is annoyed with me. That's fine. You'll be fine, or she will be fine. Yeah, I think we love to play a lot, which is fine. That's Kenyans. So this is the page I tried to create, and it was an introduction maybe about me. I can always edit. You will see how to edit this. The pencil is the editing pattern, and then I can always go to, it's called introduction. Today I will call it postgraduate. Postgraduate students. Maybe that's what I'm saying. And then I'll say something about the base, about postgraduates. I can have taglines. I can do everything I want, and then I can always say it. But the most important thing is, please remember, you can do so much. You can. This is like you want to create your own web page, and within here, I can create. As I said, you can create a portfolio. You see, I'm here. I'm just here, and I'm looking what I have. I have dashboard. I can create portfolio files, notes, plans, resume. I talked about resume. You can actually create a resume. You have to say when you were born, where were you born, which citizenship you had, it. So am I a woman? Am I not specifying? I'm a man, of course. And then you can say, if you're like me, married, if you have, when you were born, where were you born? You say your citizenship, you say visa status. Okay, of course. It's not a problem so you actually feel all this, and then you create that. Then you come here to portfolio. I want to leave this because you also have other things, by the way, and I want you to come here and play with it, journals, notes, plans, and other things. And most importantly, you will create, you will share, you will engage with your colleagues. You can come here and engage with people, of course. And then you would say who you want to engage with. And you can see these are the students, and you can see maybe they started engaging yesterday. I'm sorry to flash their data. I didn't want to. But the idea is that I can engage with everyone. I can do anything I want. This is a live system. I can go to my profile picture. This is me. And I put it here yesterday, by the way. And you can always delete it if you want. You can always update it. You can make anything you want with it. And the profile picture is actually, you browse, you get it, you put it there. And you will play with this until you create your own. And we can always have a specialized session with your lecturers, because it has to be created as an homework before you can actually use this platform. Okay, so I should have stopped I think I'm well, because I'm combining the other sessions. I did combine of doing this course registration, because I already talked about it in quotes. Like, you just pick your courses and then click register. You will see it will not take too much time. So I just want to say, then once you select, like I've said, introduction, then I would say save, and you can see it's submitted. And once it has not been marked or the deadline has not passed, you can always come in and edit this. You can see now it's updating to postgraduate students. And I can save my changes. I'm happy. Then I say, you still have some time remaining. So once you have some time remaining, you can always remove submission. You can always edit. You can do whatever you want. I'll talk a little bit about exams. But before I do that, because we'll have another session where we'll talk about exams, I'll talk about course evaluation. And what is course evaluation? Basically is to answer the questions. So we usually have a course evaluation template whereby you rate our courses and the lecturers who facilitated you and we say thank you for taking the time to provide feedback for your teaching and learning experience. You input the variable to us to improve our teaching and learning. Your feedback shall be, even saying to someone, thank you, the things you do here. You just come here and say, oh, wow, I like that presentation. And you just come here to the actions and just say thumbs up. They do a lot to inform the person actually even making the presentation itself. So course design, learning activities, you do that. Some of them are qualitative, some of them are qualitative, quantitative, and everything. Just you say which modules you found useful and just be truthful. It helps to change and improve our systems. And so after that, you submit the questionnaire. And this is done once it's available. It can be even before the exam starts. And that's very, very, very important. But it is very important you do it. So what I wanted to say, colleagues, is about the exam. So when the exam will come, it will actually be here and it will be protocol. So that's the only thing. And you will be required to do the exam. And I don't want to go there, but basically it will be within the platform and you will be trained. And by going through the modules, by going through the courses, your skills and learning will improve. And you will see some of these things we are doing, which looks very difficult today. They will be very easy to do because then we will have digitally transformed you on how we deliver, on how we do education for that. So I don't want to say much. I condensed my 3 sessions into one, and I've given you a lot. I was supposed to start from 5:45 to 6:30 for the 2 sessions, but I think I've done 3 in up to 1843, and I think I can say thank you very much, such that we can plan for the next session, such that we also save time. Okay, because it's an evening. Otherwise, thank you very much. All the errors you see in the system, they belong to me. Please, I really regret, because we want to make your experience better and make sure that we can actually be the best. I saw a colleague write in the chat, like Open University is one of the best. We are very humbled. I have been a lecturer. I said this for a very long time. So 15 years actually, postgraduate, PhD, yeah. So I really appreciate your time, and I want to say once again, asante sana for the session, and back to the moderator as we move this program to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our director, Dr. Jared Ongaro. On behalf of Bernice, we appreciate the presentation. Thank you so much for taking us through all the system and all those places that we need to be and to know in the system. So the next session is breakout rooms for different programs. So we will get to our breakout rooms, and after we are done with the breakout rooms, we are not going to converge here. We will meet on Friday, 9 a.m. Yeah, so our director can guide us on how to go to the breakout rooms. Then after that, you will wind up from there. We'll meet again on Friday. Oh, that is tomorrow, actually. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And tomorrow, colleagues, we will have the Vice Chancellor actually address us. And what I will do is to remind ourselves how breakout rooms exercise looks like. It's just, as I said, it will be learning, and relearning, learn and whatever. All those good vocabularies we do. And so what I'll do is I explained a little bit on how we use Zoom, and it actually depends on the gadget you use. Are you using a mobile phone? Are you using a computer or it actually depends. And just speaking on this is why I'm saying this. The breakout session looks like this, and I will try to show this a little bit more. You can see there is always something called more here. I want to explain this because I don't want anybody left behind when we go there. It's like we're going to the small rooms. So there's this thing here, you see, more. If your breakout room, if you don't see these squares here, if you don't see them, that's where you find the breakout room. You will actually see this more. Please look for this grid of squares, 4 of them, and they are written breakout room. Then click on that, and you will see 3 rooms for our case. There will be School of Science, there will be School of Business and Economics, and there will be School of Education. And in that School of Education, so it will be something like this. If you're here, it will be called School of Education here. So you just click here, join. You see that? Yeah. Let me just go there. So you will see the name, and then you go to the end here. You will see how many people are there even, but just click here, join. Okay. Yeah. So you just need to locate that. Then when you do that, then you will go. Yeah. You are like joining the room. Then it will be very easy. So thank you very much, colleagues. Please try to record those sessions as much as you can, and try to be very candid and talk to each other. And when you finish, you go to the next room. So I'm actually opening the rooms now. You will see the difference.
Pardon, sir.
Okay. Let me repeat. That's fine. I mean, as I said, there's no problem. I'll repeat this again. And let me repeat. That's fine. So I was just saying, so this, colleagues, what I was saying is that breakout rooms is where we go. Yeah, so we can assign you into smaller groups. And these groups for today, they're going to be actually as per your school. So in your program, if you don't know, please go to the website. Yeah, you go to the website, or here is our website. And if you go to programs here, you will see schools. And when you click on programs here, you see schools, you will see where your program is. You can always click more. Schools of Science will have, of course, we are talking about Master and Data Science because you are postgraduate students. You will be asking very specific questions to the deans, to everyone else. By the way, so these are the schools. So we have Science and Technology, and their programs are there. We have Education, and their programs are there. And we have Business and Economics, and their programs under that. And I hope you know which program you are on, at least for today, for the purpose of this orientation. The experience is similar, but I hope you know. So what I was saying, colleagues, is let me try to make this bigger and use this. So for you to go to the rooms, you need to look for this one. Look at this. It's down here. Look at this. This is the bar. It's down here where you have audio, video, participants, chat, react, share, host tools, AI companion, apps, record, breakout. That's how it is. It's called breakout. If it's not seen here, okay, let me just, if you can't see it here, because it's possible it's not in this screen, if you don't see it here, just always use this one, use here. If it's not among your menu, because it depends on the gadget you're using, please click on more. When you click on more, you will see this breakout join. So you click on that 4 squares. When you click, it will give you an experience like this, where you will be asked. When you click on more, you will see this. You will see that, and then you click. You actually click on that room join, depending on the course you want. It will give you an experience like this, where you will be asked. Sorry, but let me now open the rooms. I think colleague is now doing this on my behalf. I still the host. Oh, what happened? Oh, the rooms are already open. Okay, so the rooms are already open. I think you can go there. Yeah.
Excuse me, Dr. Jared.
Yes.
I don't see it on my app.
Yeah, actually, before we break, I had a question. Even as you create the rooms, because the rooms are not open yet, I really wanted to thank you for the nice presentation concerning the library. I've never been excited before like now. And now I have a question concerning ICT, which is your docket. I would like to know, how can I reach out to my lecturer? I know it might be answered in my in the breakout rooms, but is there a way that I can reach out to my lecturer on the website, the school website? Secondly, do you guys keep the record or a copy of the payment receipt? Because I've
Yes.
been
Yeah,
we
there is.
usually you keep the receipt, yeah, the copy. Yeah, because we normally have issues when it comes to graduation, and then you are told that you haven't cleared the school fees when you know that you cleared. And yeah, those two.
Yeah, I'm saying we do. And how do you get to your lecturer? You will be shown. Actually, I showed you a timetable. You will know even
Recording stopped.
In our timetables, you will even see the lecturers. Okay, you will even see the lecturers. Yeah, you will even know who they are. Like they have even faces. Like at least on the picture, you should be able to know whom they are. Yeah. Okay.
Dr. Ongaro, we can't really see these rooms when we click more.
No, they are available, right? I can already see people joining rooms, colleagues. If you can hear me, then you're not in the
They're
room.
available, actually. They're available.
Recording in progress.
So, good evening, School of Education.
Good evening, Pro.
Good evening.
I wanted to know whether the Dean is there. I've
Good
seen you.
evening.
Dean, take over.
Thank you. And kindly, colleagues, please mute yourself so that we don't get to hear some in-house business going wherever you are. I want to welcome all of you to this breakout session. We're going to engage meaningfully. Before I make some remarks, allow me to introduce the faculty members who are with us. I'm Professor Benjamin Chalo Wambu. I'm the acting Dean School of Education. I also belong to a department called Educational Management and Curriculum Studies. That's where I belong. I'm a professor of research and evaluation. Allow me to welcome Professor Nyonche to introduce himself. Professor Nyonche is our co-director in OUK. Welcome, Prof.
Hey, thank you, Dean. I also want to join your hand to welcome our new student to the Open University of Kenya. My name is Professor Raphael Nyonje, and as you've heard, I'm the Quality Assurance Director And I also teach in this school. I'm an expert, and my area is educational research and evaluation. So I want to welcome you, and feel free. And you made the correct choice to be here. We shall work with you until you fulfill or achieve your vision. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prof. Professor Nochi is a full professor. He's our senior in the School of Education. Allow me to welcome Professor Mutisia to introduce himself.
So, good evening, members of School of Education. My name, as you have heard, I'm Professor Sami Mutisia. I'm an associate professor of Education, Communication and Technology. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to OUK. We shall be meeting in our class. I belong to the same department with the Dean, that is the Department of Education, Management and Curriculum Studies. And I want to assure you, you are in the safe hand. Currently, I'm standing in for Professor Violet Opata as the acting chair of department. She is on leave, and I'm standing in for her. Thank you very much, Dean, and welcome our students.
Thank you, Prof. Professor Njuguna, kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you, Dean, and good evening, our students and the faculties. Sorry, I got delayed from the other room, but I'm now here. My name is Professor David Njuguna Githinji. I'm the chair at the Department of Technology Education. And I wish to take this opportunity to welcome all the students to the School of Education, and in particular to the Department of Technology Education, where we have one postgraduate program that is a Master of Education in Technology Education. We have a PhD program in Technology Education, which will be coming soon. It is under review by Commission of University Education. And once it is there, we hope that there will be a smooth progression for those who are doing masters to move on to the PhD levels. Welcome. We will be interacting more as the session goes. And karibuni sana, Open University of Kenya and into the School of Education. Back to you, Dean.
Thank you. I've seen a question on the chat. In this meeting, we have students who have come for diploma in education, learning and design diploma, master's learning design, master leadership, PhD in educational leadership, and a master's in technology education. So we'll be talking more to you today. Before we engage you and allow you to ask a question, on behalf of the School of Education, I want to welcome to the postgraduate community, the global community, not just the local or regional community. Allow me to welcome this community of scholarship and excellency, of transformation and impact. You made the right choice to join Open University of Kenya to become a world-class, a world changer. You'll be impacted and transformed as you interact with the technology and also interact with the friends. And the question one would want to ask is, what sets our postgraduate programs apart? They are affordable, and you begin to realize technology is very exciting. The globalization and internationalization of educational programs. Our expectation in the School of Education, by the time you are graduating, even before then, you'll be impacted to become research innovators, policy architects, curriculum leaders who do create change in your local community. I invite you to embrace your potential, release it, and I want to remind you the great words of a scholar that great.
Excuse me, Prof. You keep on breaking, maybe can check on your internet.
Other colleagues, Professor Mutisia kindly says, hello.
You keep on breaking. You can check on your network.
I think it's network, but I'll try. Oh, let me switch off my camera. Is it better now? Professor Mutisia, kindly say a few things, say a few key things about postgraduate diploma in education. It's the network where I am, and since one of the challenges, I am in a region where the connectivity is a challenge.
Prof, excuse me.
Yes.
We didn't get you almost the entire whatever was you were saying, we didn't get it. Maybe you can go through it again.
Okay. Thank you. And we are flexible. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear.
Yes. Yeah. I began by where you've been impacted, transformed, influenced to become transformational leaders, to become research innovators, to become policy practitioners, and the men and the women who will make contribution globally in terms of educational programs. I hope you can now hear me and allow me to, because we don't want to spend much time here, allow me to invite Professor Mutisia to say something about postgraduate diploma in education.
Okay, thank you, Dean. And I want to repeat again that we want to welcome you, our students. You've chosen the right place to learn. This is a place where we understand your context as a student. We know what is possible with you and what can be a challenge. And that is why we have designed our courses in such a way that we have factored your context very well. We know that majority of you during the day, you may not be available because you are either working or you are busy doing other things. And so in our courses, we have really factored that one. And that is the importance of being in an open university like Open University of Kenya. Issues of flexibility, and from Monday all the way to today, the word flexibility has been mentioned. When it comes to library, our courses...
We seem to be... Rob, you are breaking.
Okay.
No, it's clear, Dean.
Okay, then let me continue. Yeah, the word flexibility has featured severally because that is the difference of open university from the brick and mortar types of university. It's about flexibility, it's about accessibility. And so when you'll be looking at our course, you will realize that we have tried to tailor our course to ensure flexibility and inclusivity. Inclusivity tries to cater for learner differences. We know that our learners are very different. We know there are some who cannot even get time to attend even our live, our synchronous support meeting, and they are also taken care of. The dean has said I talk about a postgraduate diploma in education because I know quite a number of you have applied for this course. And this course is normally targeting to equip teachers or teachers and trainers who are either teaching in secondary school or in our TVET institution. So those are the people that the course is designed. So it's targeting those people with a first degree or a diploma, or somebody who just want to acquire skills in teaching for whichever purpose. And so our employer, for those who are taking the course, the postgraduate diploma, the employer can either be Teacher Service Commission or TVETA, where you will be able to teach in our TVET institution. There are even people who are educators like me in university, like I teach at the university, but I never had the chance of doing pedagogy during my university life, or I just want to sharpen my skills, maybe because we talk about lifelong learning, and we keep on sharpening our knowledge. So this is the course for such people where your skills will be sharpened. You will learn about pedagogy. Pedagogy is about the teaching approaches and strategies. You learn about integration of technology. We know we're in the 21st century. And we also know that we're implementing competence-based education, where digital literacy has been given a lot of emphasis. So we are equipping you with skills on how to address those areas. In this course, other than the theoretical courses, and as much as we call them theoretical, in those courses, we have designed them in such a way that they are authentic. We want you to learn from your own environment, from day-to-day life, so that when you are out in the field, you can also apply the same skills. So, under the postgraduate diploma, you will also do courses like media practical and micro teaching. This is where you will develop your skill on how to develop media for teaching different subjects based on your areas of specialization. And after that, you are going to be subjected to a teaching practice experience where you will be attached to either a secondary school, a TVET institution, or a training institution, so that you can do your practice there, and you can be assessed as you do that. It is very important for you at this level, if you are doing postgraduate diploma, to have an idea or to be familiar with your subject areas of specialization. And when it comes to TVET, Professor Wambua will tell us whether you are required to have two teaching subjects. But for Teacher Service Commission, allow me to share the subject combination which Teacher Service Commission has given. And it has given quite a number of combinations. And one good with our course, you see now the competency-based education.
Umepotea after competency-based education.
Rob, we can't hear you. Professor Mutisia.
You mentioned competency-based education, we disappeared.
Yeah, while he tries to make a comeback, I can answer the question about TVET combinations. Now, this program has a threshold, and the threshold is when you go for attachment, you should have two teaching subjects. But now you come from the TVET environment, I want to believe you have a teaching subject, let's call it power mechanics, yes? But along the way somewhere, you must have done some mathematics. So when you do this program, we'll ask you to do two teaching special methods courses.
I'm sorry, I lost my internet, but I'm back. There was no power, so I'm back.
Yeah. I was answering a question, then you can continue about TVET combination.
Okay.
Yeah, so for TVET, for TVET, Public Service Commission does not lay emphasis on the two teaching subjects. But if you are in power mechanics. Within power mechanics, there are so many courses within power mechanics, vehicle technology, etc., which you teach when you go out there. But now, while you are doing this program, we'll expect you to do power mechanics, as special methods, and another special method. You may choose mathematics or any other area that you feel comfortable. But that doesn't mean when you go back to your institution, you will teach that other course. But the threshold demands you have two special methods for this program. Professor Mutisa, you may continue.
Yeah, so I was saying that some of you, maybe you did a BSc or a diploma, but you did not have the special methods, the pedagogy bit of it. So through the postgraduate diploma in education, we are going to equip you in pedagogies in these areas. So for aspiring to be employed by Teacher Service Commission, in case you are in pathway for arts and sport, you can see the subject. You can either choose two subjects from fine arts, theater and film, or Arabic. You can choose, and we shall be sharing this one. This is from Teacher Service Commission, which is showing the combination that are available for you. In case you are in STEM, again, under social sciences, you can choose either CRE, IRE, HRE, and then you combine with business studies like that. So those are the combinations. So what you should know here is that Teacher Service Commission requires two subjects. It is a requirement for those who are going to work with the Teacher Service Commission. It is a requirement that you have two teaching subjects. These two teaching subjects, the requirement is that you covered them in your undergraduate, that is at university level, or diploma level. In case you came from a diploma level, you must have covered them. And you scored a mini grade of C+. So in case I'm choosing to do a combination of geography and business studies, I should have scored during my Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education a C+ in geography, at least. That is the least. You can get even if you have an A, you are okay. And a C+ in business studies for all the combination. When it comes to TVETA, we only shall require you to study two courses, maybe like the way the dean has explained. But when it comes to TVETA, I'm told that even with one combination, then with one subject, you can still teach at technical institute. So that is it. And during your micro teaching, you will be practicing how to develop media, education media, for the two subjects that you have chosen as your areas of specialization. So you will be equipped with the skills on how to develop media in relation to your two teaching subjects. When you will be out for teaching practice, you will be allocated courses in that school where you will be practicing, courses in your two areas of specialization. So by the time you are going out to the field, or by the time you do, that is the module on teaching practice, micro teaching, I mean, you will already have identified your areas of specialization so that you can now focus your skills as far as media practicals is concerned, and as far as pedagogy and methods of teaching that particular subject is concerned. So that is that. And so along the course, we shall be requiring you to give us information on the areas that you have chosen. And here you will need to consult very much your transcripts, That is, you are resort sleeve for secondary school in case you are there. You went through that the Kenyan education system or wherever you came from. You need to consult it. You also need to consult the transcripts in case you have a degree and now you are only doing this one so that you can get the pedagogical skills. That is where to know which subject combination where you belong. And I want to advise you, choose course where you know you are strong, where you scored good grades, so that even teaching that area you will be okay. Otherwise, Dean, I think I'm good up to there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof, for that expose. And I want to remind our students who are taking PGD, the subject that you will choose to teach will be anchored on the courses that you did in your undergraduate program. Kindly, I request all PGD students within the first week, register your subject combination with the Professor Mutisha so that we can determine which ones are available and which are not available. And if you, for example, I've seen someone talking of IRIE, which are developed Islamic special methods immediately. Once you indicate that's what you did under your undergraduate. So there's no cause of alarm. Within the first week, register your subject combination with Professor Mutisha. That will guide in immediately. Thank you, Professor Mutisha. Allow me to welcome Professor Njuguna to talk to us. Professor Njuguna, I've seen a question on the chat. Somebody is asking, what's the difference between Master of Education in Learning, Design and Technology and Master of Technology Education? If you're in a position, you can also comment on that. Welcome, Professor Njuguna.
Thank you, Dean. I was just posting various WhatsApp group links for different programs so that those students who have not joined their groups, they can be able to join. And some of the questions they're asking, they are normally handled at that level. So, you'll allow me just to just present briefly about the Masters of Technology Education. So that I pinpoint the key things that the student needs to know. Most of the other information we shall continue sharing in our various social media groups. But for now, I just want to have a brief presentation of Master of Education Technology Education, so that I can bring to pace all the students who are pursuing this program. Let me just share something here. Just brief, very brief, so don't worry.
Professor Njuguna, our students are requesting to see your face.
Already, yeah, I will show my face. I was just saving on the bandwidth. Then they will be able to see me. No problem. But I thought I had shown my face previously, but I will still show. This program, that Master of Education Master of Education in Technology Education, this is a technical program that is meant to train for those students who are pursuing technical subject. And normally, this is a 2-year program, 2 academic year programs. That means a 4-semester course programs, and it has coursework and also the thesis or capstone project. So I shall be able to share later on with the group the courses that they need to register for the program. But in the meantime, what I want to mention is that for you to be able to pursue this program, you need to identify your area of specialization. So the program has 6 areas of specialization. As I mentioned, this is a technical program, and the first one is electrical and electronics. We normally abbreviate it as EET. We have another specialization in mechanical technology. Those who have a background in mechanical engineering, automotive engineering, plant engineering, they all can fit into that specialization. We also have another specialization in civil and building and civil technology, abbreviated as BCT. We have another one in computing, that is the computer technology. So for those who are pursuing this specialization, that will be a code, COT. And also we have another specialization in sustainable fashion and textile, that is SFT. And lastly, we have a specialization in TVET management and leadership, MPE. So the reason I'm mentioning this specialization area is because each specialization area has unique courses. And therefore, for you to be able to pursue this program, you need to identify your area of specialization. I know when the students were registering, enrolling, they were able to choose. But if you have not chosen your area of specialization, you let us know, or you let me know, so that we can place you where you belong. If you are not able to choose the area of specialization, you'll have difficulties even accessing our facilitation timetable, what we call timetable. And I can give a brief example of what normally happens. So if you come to our website and you go to the timetable where we have the timetable there, it will request you to choose the school. And in this case, you'll be able to choose the School of Education. But when it comes to the program, you're going to see a long list of the program. So you can see, for you to be able to do Master of Education in Technology Education, you need to know your specific area of specialization. For those who are doing building and civil technology, they choose that program. For those who are doing technology, computing technology, they choose the COT and so on. So if you're not able to select that, you may not be able to see those people, the timetable or the facilitation timetable for your area of specialization. This page here is under development. I think by the start of our session in 26th of this month, you'll find all the facilitator and the time they'll be doing their facilitation being populated here. So it's important for us to be able to choose the area of specialization. The other thing I may mention that we're in the second cohort. So you are our second cohort for those who are doing a Master of Technology Education. Our first cohort, they are currently in year 1, semester 2. Now you'll be in year 1, semester 1. Just a brief overview of the courses that we have. I just take you through the first. I don't want to take a lot of time because we have so many other programs in the school. Just an overview for the program structure in the year 1, semester 1. We have common courses, and you'll find that there are 3, and you're supposed to choose one specialization course from the area of your specialty. So these common courses, they are done by all the students undertaking the MTED, that is a Master of Technology Education. But you have to choose one course which align with your area of specialization. This is how the courses are coded. Professional courses, those are education courses. Since this is a technical course, but it's for trainers and educators, then you'll do some professional courses. That's it. Courses to give you maybe the necessary pedagogy and also other professional training in the area of education. Then those courses are coded as EDU. We have those courses that are common, but to all the specialization in the technology education area. And then we have the specialization courses. So for specialization courses, they will be coded depending on the area of specialty. But technology education courses, they all be TED courses, TED courses. We also have practical components. As I said, this is a technical program. And most of the technical practicals that we'll do will be embedded into the system. So you'll have virtual labs being embedded into the courses. And from there, you can be able to do some of the practicals that a given course requires. And at the end, because this is a master's program, you need to either to do a research or you need to either do a thesis or a capstone project. And I am sure Professor Nyonje will give us a a presentation on the same. So, Dean, let me stop at that point. I don't want to talk much about the communication. I have shared the links within here in the chat, so you can join the groups so that you can get more information concerning your program from those links. So, Dean, back to you. That is what I can say for now.
Thank you for that elaborate presentation. I've seen a question that's pertinent. Somebody wishes to transfer from master of technology to another one. In the system, there's provision for that. You do intra-transfer and to be processed immediately and you'll be blessed appropriately. So concerning that, you commit yourself to apply for intra-transfer from one program to another one. I've seen a question, somebody wanted us to say something about Master of Education in Educational Leadership and Policy. This is a course about leadership and policy, very exciting. And also we also have Doctorate of Philosophy in Educational Leadership and Policy. Now, these are two courses which were developed at OUK and were benchmarked with globally ranked universities like Harvard, Edinburgh, etc. We shall provide the course structure on the various groups, fora for you to see the structure of the program. I saw a question which is very critical. What's the difference between Master of Education in Learning, Design and Technology and Master of Education, Technology Education? Professor Joroge Jugunas sufficiently explained what is all about Master of Education, Technology Education. Now, Master of Education, Learning and Design is a program that's going to empower you on learning designs, instructional designs, pedagogical components, etc. And these two are different, totally different. One is meant for educationists, as well as the other one. But the one on technology education, you must have a background in technical courses. So please take note. You might have applied for the wrong program. So initiate transfer immediately. If you thought, maybe you wanted Master of Education in Learning, Design and Technology, and you applied for technology education, please change. Technology education is for students who teach in technical institutes and they have technical background, engineering background. That's the difference. Allow me to invite, kindly play, register your question on the chat. Allow Professor Nonche to talk to us, then we shall come to questions later. Just be patient, Ochieng and Frida Mugambi. Professor Nonche, kindly guide us in some aspects, please. Professor Nonche.
Thank you, Chair. Just a minute, I share my screen in a minute.
I can see somebody is still saying it's not clear. Let me repeat. Master of Education in Technology Education is for students who have background in technical subjects like power mechanics, mechanical engineering, building and civil engineering, computing and information technology, manufacturing and textile. Those are the applicants or students who qualify to do masters in technology education. A teacher of physics and mathematics does not qualify, or CRE and Kiswahili does not qualify, because you have no background in technical subjects. Welcome, Professor Nyonje.
Chair, before Professor Nyonje comes on board, let me clarify also, for those with computing background, if they have done a BSc and they were studying computing, they still can do the masters and they choose the computing specialization. So those with computing background can do the masters and choose the computing area of specialization to be computing.
Thank you, Prof. Welcome, Professor Nyonje.
Thank you. Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Yes,
For those who want to place my voice to my face, just a minute. I want to share my video, and then after some time, you'll allow me to mute for the purpose of clarity. I don't know whether it can be seen.
Yeah, but not fully, sir. May you adjust your position.
I don't know whether it can be seen. Right. You don't have to see me fully. We will interact fully. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you are seeing my slide, and I want to start from where I stopped during the orientation. For those who were following, this is the last slide, and it was on assessment. But the last point there is that one of the assessment we will be carrying out here at the Open University for all postgraduate will be a research project or thesis. Your study, as guided by the Commission for University Education, you'll be required to do a thesis or research, or a thesis or research, or a capstone. And this is what I've been asked to just highlight, but we will give more information about this. I may not give a lot because we normally have one strong session on an area which is not well known by the student. But before I just go deeper into this, your study, and I'm talking from the quality assurance perspective, your study requires that you will do a thesis or a project, or you will be doing a capstone. And also for those who are coming for PhD, the Commission for University Education requires that you publish at least 2 articles in the refereed journal. For those who are doing masters, your publication will be guided, but it is mandatory for postgraduate that those who are doing PhD to publish two articles in the refereed journal. And we will prefer that this publication is from a high impact journal. I know most of you have published before, and you can publish at a point when your report, your data, your report from the field is in the process of going to be approved, or you are going to the external examiner level. You may not publish at a research proposal level because that may not be, sometimes research proposal go through a process before they are accepted, then you move to another level. So I wanted to make that point so that it is not disintegrated in what we are going to discuss. The reason why you're doing research or capstone is to advance knowledge and professional expertise, because it is believed that at postgraduate level, you have gained enough in knowledge to help you to advance it to a deeper level, a level where you are actually exercising mastery the area of specialization. And maybe to just clarify here, you will be doing research, and maybe towards the end I will explain how the process that we'll be taking you through. You'll be doing research in your area of specialization. And when I'm saying area of specialization, I mean that you have come here to different programs. These different programs are what we are calling disciplines, and they actually spell out different concepts and theories. Therefore, you will need to deepen your understanding around what you have chosen to specialize in. The advancement of knowledge also has an aspect of contributing to evidence-based solution to the real world and academic problems. For example, for those who will be going for capstone, will require you to identify the real problem and then design solution to that problem and give evidence that you have resolved the problem. We have had a very successful story around capstone in our school. A number of our postgraduate students have even attended their innovation because capstone leads to innovation. So we will actually handhold you to tackle real world problems. And when you go out there, you can actually be able to display the solution which you have provided. So in Open University of Kenya, because we are an innovative university, we really take serious capstone project. Why? Because this is an aspect which provides us provides impetus to us as a university to showcase to other brick and mortar university that there is something that we are actually resolving as a university different from the brick and mortar. And this is not just a story I'm telling here. There are experts here who have evidence. They have guided students to patent their innovation in research, particularly related to education. So we will handhold you to provide real-world solution to the academic problems that the education sector faces in Kenya. Then the second point is that research or capstone helps you to develop critical and transferable skills. Through this research, you will actually develop critical thinking, problem solving, and data analysis, academic writing, and even ethical reasoning skills that are essential for you to move into the world of academia or the world of industry or policy advancement. And we are very intentional about this. There are those who have come particularly because they are seeing that there is gaps in policies that we make. We want you to develop that kind of transferable skills that when you move from this class, you go to that industry where you sit at the desk where you sit, you can actually be able to critically look at things and help to influence policy around you. Then the other point is that the research or capstone helps you to actually develop academic and professional leadership. Because research, when you do this, we'll expect that when you are generating even the topic or the title that you want to handle, or the area or identifying the problem you want to resolve with an innovation, we will expect you that you attend so many seminars, you listen to criticism and discourse around the area that you're interested in. And when you come with a synthesized area, an own
a problem that is seated at the corner that people don't realize, which is so obvious, but people don't realize. And then you develop now a research out of it. From this, we're saying that you have to develop professional leadership. For professional leadership, it means that you will also align to ethical standards that are required, so that you are actually exercising that scholarly credibility and independability, so that you can actually be able to be counted as among the scholars who can actually address issues independently. A scholar of this nature is one who does not copy, one who does not rely on AI because you have a knowledge of your own. So we are saying that you will be research driven in your career, so that it doesn't end in class. It ends at where you sit. If for those who are employed, you don't just take things you don't make a decision if you're a manager without evidence. You have to get some way of getting synthesized evidence that you can base your decision on. So there are so many things that we look at as a value to you when you engage in research, including being, guiding innovation and making the community experience your impact through research, because the community is troubled. And when you look at the troubles that the community goes through, it's because there's nobody to guide them based on evidence. The people who are guiding them are people who have never gone to school, and they actually use guesswork to guide them. And you know how guesswork can actually ruin the whole life of the community. Even people seated at the policy level, imagine, will only want to use guesswork when they're developing policy that are going to influence the life of Kenyans. That's serious, and I think we need to look at this in a very open-minded and guide the community. You are here, and the reason why you are here is because we want you to influence the community differently, not just in a normal way, as we have seen other people do. So when it comes to research, and maybe you'll see the difference between this, I just said, let me just put some points here so that I can remember what to tell you about research. There's a lot we can talk about research because my specialty is research and evaluation. But when you're talking about research, and just note this, it's a systematic and objective process of inquiry. And you do this because you want to generate knowledge, validate existing knowledge, and identify a problem using scientific and scholarly method. So you'll collect data, you'll analyze it, you interpret it, but the reason why you're doing this, you will be doing this for the purpose of either informing the community or describing what is going on for people to know. You'll do this because you want to validate what is there, or you want some problems to be identified and solutions to be provided. So the end game for research is you have to draft a policy, right? You have to draft a policy to inform the audience that you addressed. That's the end game. So when you do research, we will expect you, out of your research, you come up with a policy brief. We do not want you just to do research and stop there, because so many years universities have been accused for doing research and leaving them at the policy. In our school, we will have a way of ensuring that you do a policy brief out of this, and the university will consolidate this and communicate with the relevant authority to give the solutions that you have given in the policy brief. That is the end game for research. And note this, we will expect you to develop the proposal, which will help you to collect data, analyze, and interpret that data. Then you actually go to the field and do what the proposal does under our guidance. So therefore, we want you to reach the highest level standard of scholarly through these processes. And the processes will start immediately when you sign up for the classes. It will start immediately because for you who are here, you're using a mode of delivery which is very unique. And therefore, you need to show that you can account for any minute and any second when you step in our cloud classroom. Now, let's look at the capstone. Capstone is a project. It allows you to integrate and apply knowledge and skills acquired throughout a program that you've gone through. And it involves a real world or discipline specific problem. This one will help you to demonstrate your competency and critical thinking and readiness for professional and academic practice. How you do it, we have templates. And by the way, we have a module of research, how to write research. You'll go there and you'll be guided step by step how to write. So we can't talk about it here. It is something which is taught. You are taught how to do research. And then we have a module for what we call a capstone or research module, where you'll be going through step by step, doing step by step, your proposal bits are being approved in bits. And then at the end, your proposal will be there and you'll actually now get to be assigned supervisors. So that is the process that you're going to go through. So capstone design is slightly different from research. We have templates for research. We have templates which you'll see them for capstone. And as I said, because capstone to many of you is very new, we are going to organize a session, as a synchronous session, Zoom session, where we'll have professors to guide you what it is and how to go about it. But in a nutshell, capstone is you identify the problem and then you give us step by step how you are planning to resolve that problem. Then you give us the activities and describe the activities in detail. Then you do you go ahead and implement the process. And then you evaluate the process and give us a description of everything that you have done. Reason why we need to introduce you to capstone as early as now is that capstone can take years. It can take years because it is quick. It is actually direct solutions. It's not like research where you are saying, okay, therefore the problem is this, then the solution is this. No, capstone, you actually have activities. For example, if you in your community you are living in, you realize that there is a problem of say water, right? Then you think that you can provide solutions to that water. Then your title will be related to that problem. Then you tell us the end game of this capstone is to provide water to the community. That is the end game. Then you give us step by step of how you provide water. And then you give us evidence that now there is water. So you can actually give us a picture of before and after. Before, this is how the situation is looking at. Then you provide the activities that you're going to like. It's more of a kind of experimental, but it is real life situation. You'll do it. You not describe what somebody else did. You. And give even evidence of photos of you addressing that with the community and how you are going around that. It's not a difficult thing because other institutions are doing it. We have done it here in school, and we have produced innovations that are providing a solution out there. If it is, for example, in classroom, teachers are struggling, and you are in the CBC is a new thing, and they are struggling with this, doing certain tasks. You provide a platform. You tell us how you provide a solution to that, and then you come up with a platform, and then that platform is tested. You test it yourself and make it sure that it's working, and then you come and introduce it in bits, in pilot, and then you tell us how you will scale it to a larger scale. So those are things that we are doing, and we have resolved to do this because many of learners, when you complete the postgraduate, people ask you, what have you solved? What have you contributed to the community? And you can't tell because your research was broad. Your research did not generate any policy brief. We will want you to be respected postgraduate student from the Open University of Kenya, and that's why we are here for you. Thank you. I conclude at that point. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Let us appreciate our professor, ladies and gentlemen. That was a masterpiece, and there will be more exposition on this as we interact. Thank you so much, Prof. I will take a few questions. I've already picked a few questions on the chat, which I wish to answer. Somebody wants to be explained further on Master of Education in Learning and Design. Now, allow me to use this analogy. In other public universities, they offer a master's program called Educational Communication and Technology. Now, Open University of Kenya picked on this and improved it, enhanced it, and they came up with a more contemporary, more global, and better program, and we called it Master of Education in Learning and Design. It deals with educational communication technologies, learning design, instructional design, and technologies. That's the difference bit. That's what it is. And it's different from Master of Technology Education. So in case you have registered in technology education and you have no background in technical education, kindly initiate in, go to the dashboard, you'll be on our, and you'll be guided by the system on how to initiate and the transfer. You'll be supported transfer to the right program. Kindly, we want to invite about 5 questions. Ocheng, your hand is up. Ocheng and Demba.
We can't hear you at all. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
We can hear you very clearly.
We can hear you, Bro Dean.
Hearing you. We have heard you.
We can hear you. Yeah, we have heard you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm inviting questions from our students. Kindly feel free. Don't feel intimidated. Answer the question. We shall attempt to sufficiently answer it or make referrals.
Yes, Professor.
Yes, can you put on your face if you are in a position? Yes,
Unfortunately, I'm in a rural area, so dark. So
no,
you may
it's
not
okay.
see
It's
me.
okay. Just go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sorry.
it's okay.
So this is Yasin. So this is Yasin Mohammed. So I just wanted to ask because I have enrolled on a master's in education leadership and policy, and you have not touched on that. So my request is that maybe you say two things about it so that I'm satisfied on what I have enrolled on.
Thank you. Now, the program is called Master of Education in Educational Leadership and Policy. It's going to expose you in various perspectives, including governance and leadership, in information technology and leadership, ethical application of ethics, performance and ethics. It's all about educational leadership and the transformation, how to initiate change in organization, how to embrace a new paradigm from educational management now to leadership, which is more proactive. You'll do 5 courses in the first semester. And the 5 courses I've seen your colleagues have shared on the WhatsApp group on the courses that you will do. And they include first semester fundamentals of research, which I will teach, application of information technology. I think Dr. Emo will teach that. Foundations of educational leadership, I can't remember what's been asked that course. Resource mobilization, leadership and policy. And lastly, gender empowerment, leadership and policy. I think that should be taught by Dr. Sindoli Sylvia. And these courses are very exciting. Then second semester, you do similar, 5 different other courses in second semester leadership. Yasin, I believe I've answered your question. Charles Mwangi,
yes, sir.
kindly ask.
Yes, thank you.
I look forward to interacting with you.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My question is teaching practice a must compulsory in PDE? And if not, what are the other options can we do, especially for someone who has been teaching and don't know how to formalize that? Thank you.
Professor Nyonje, kindly make some attempt to answer that question.
Yeah, just to repeat.
Okay, thank you. So I was asking, is teaching practice a must in PGDE? And if not, what are the other options that are there, especially for someone who has been teaching but wants now to formalize and get registered as a TSC compliant?
Okay. The question you are asking is whether teaching practice is mandatory. And I want to say that yes, it is. The reason is this. You have come to join this program because of the pedagogical advancement. Teaching practice is also a way that we let our students display their pedagogical prowess, and we grade that. Secondly, we are not alone. We are implementing this program with the other stakeholder in mind. The key stakeholder that we are having in mind is the Teacher Service Commission. The Teacher Service Commission has direct interest in this program. And they would want to see the score for each one of you on teaching practice. So this is a class, this is something that it's a practice which any program, not only in OUK, across Kenya, must actually align to. Number 3, the teaching that we are talking about is not the normal teaching. As we are aware, the format, the Kenya system has gone through transformation, and the transformation that we are talking about is the introduction of competency-based education, which has its own way philosophy. And therefore, this philosophy must be displayed during teaching practice. We know you have been teaching, but there are certain things we want to look at and be able to approve so that stakeholders can have confidence in you. I hope I've answered you. Thank you.
Okay. Just to add on that, or maybe, how is the supervision and assessment done for teaching practice, given that this is an online school?
Okay, I will allow Professor Sami to also chime in, but I want to say this, that being innovative and being an innovative university, we have a module which will spell out what you'll do. And we don't rule out physical visitation of some of the professors. But where you go, we call the school that you are going to go to is we will have institutional supervisors who will be there with you, and then some visitation with the professors to provide backing. And secondly, we have innovative ways of allowing our students to practice what they practice best and report. There's a module which helps you to know what to do, how to prepare, how you'll be taking details of everything that you're doing. You'll be recording in the module, and even providing videos of what is happening on the ground. So we have a multiple strategy which will help us, and these strategies have been looked at by the TSC and approved. So we want to assure you that you are on the right track, and you will not miss out anything on this. Including students who are international, because this is not a program that we are targeting Kenyans alone. For those who are in Europe, we will guide, because each one of you will be required to get the institution where you want to do the teaching practice, and then you allow the university to communicate to the institution. And we will also have the institutional mentors will also be appointed and be trained on how to get to assist. But the university has actually, we have gone through teaching practice, so we have experience for this, and therefore I don't think that this is a cause for alarm for any one of you. Thank you. And I would want maybe Professor Njuguna to also chime in before Mutisia comes in. Professor Njuguna?
Thank you, Professor Nyonja. I think you have nailed it. You have captured what we normally do and what is expected. What I will add is that for the teaching practice, we shall also look at where you are. Maybe you are the most senior-most person in that institution, and therefore we need you to find another place where you can get somebody who can supervise you. But in case the institution you are placed in, there are other senior members, maybe particularly those who have maybe masters and above, who can become the coordinating teacher. There's somebody who can be supervising on what you're doing. Then we can you can be allowed to do the teaching practice there. Also, to add on it, now you have been teaching, but we, as Professor Nyanja has mentioned, it is a guided. There is some requirements from our end. We have a module. We have a module on the teaching practice, and there are some things we want to assess. You may be teaching, but there are some things we want to assess whether you have those competencies. And that module will be online. You'll be able to be feeding information on that module based on based on the guidance that will be given on that module, such that we'll be able to know whether you have the competencies that are required for you to become an educator or a trainer. So that is the only aspect which I can add, and also will allow you to develop in our LMS an e-portfolio that will document your journey during the teaching practice. We want to be seeing, before we come and have the physical visitation, if that is possible, or we innovate and have online visitation, we want to be seeing your progress as you do your teaching practice. And therefore, there is a module where you'll be feeding information, the e-portfolio, you'll be updating where you put your professional document, how you are developing those documents, and how those documents are being evaluated by the coordinating teacher or the person who is supervising you. So we'll be getting feedback from what you're doing, and also feedback from the person who will be supervising you in that institution where you'll be. And when time comes, we will come now and do the actual visitation. Professor Nyanja, I think that is the only thing I can add for now.
Thank you so much.
Rob. I've seen several questions on the chat. Somebody's asking the options available for a student doing Master of Education in Learning Science and Technology. As we speak, we are developing the curriculum for Doctor of Philosophy in Learning and Design. Upon completing your master's, you'll transition to the PhD program, which we are working on. And Professor Nyanja is very keen on that. The other question I've seen, what was it all about? Can we entertain two more questions?
Dean, I can just clarify something.
Yes.
I have been answering most of the question on the chat, and there is one question which keeps on popping up. I want to clarify that there are no teaching practice at master's level. So the teaching practice is for postgraduate diploma, yeah? Not for masters. There is no teaching practice for masters programs.
Can I ask one? Mine has not been responded.
Yes, kindly ask it.
Oh, thank you. I have asked on the chat, though it has not been responded to. I had 3 questions. One, in case a student happened to be in diaspora by the time of assessment, or maybe during the research session, is it possible to do it virtually, both the research and the defense? And then in such a situation, fee payment, again, may not necessarily be via eCitizen, but I guess eCitizen may allow visa payments. Is it accepted for the Open University? I think there are 3 questions in one. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me begin by responding. The first one, at OUK, learning is virtual, examinations are virtual, proposal development and supervision is online, and so is the defense. Yeah, tomorrow, during the session, I don't know that the finance department has addressed this group. I think there will be a session tomorrow by finance department and help. Kindly remember to raise that question about fees payment for international students. Let me not fumble to answer that.
One may not be an international student, but just a Kenyan student who happened to be away for a short period or whatever reason.
Okay, now that's why I've said the finance department will be able to provide the correct answer to that concern. Let me not attempt. I hope you are satisfied. We are okay with that.
But we need to. Let me just say this: that the Open University of Kenya came in to address issues of learners who are having challenges in terms of attending physical classes. And for us, we decided that most of the learning will be in the LMS, that is, which takes 80%. And then we will be having a synchronous session, which for us are not very important because we use them as flipped classroom, where you come and discuss issues that you did not understand in the LMS. And if there is any session that you want to take to participate at the dean's office, you'll be communicated to and make enough time to come. Even if it's a meeting, you'll be addressed. You'll be addressed in terms of being. You get a message and you come in. In terms of defending your concept or your concept note and all that, and defending your work, a schedule will be planned for you. So you'll get a schedule in advance, and then you plan around that schedule. If you, for example, you may not be able to meet some of the suggested timelines in the schedule, you will actually advise us, and then we can be able to shift your time to another possible time that you will need us to examine you. Even examination, when we schedule exam, and this was done, you were briefed about this when we were going through the first orientation. That examination will be scheduled, and you look at the schedule and say, hey, you can't be able to meet that schedule for the examination. Then you will wait for the next exam, which it will be either 1 month or 1 month and a week away from that main exam. And that will give you adequate time for you to prepare for the next possible exam in the area that you missed. So please, this is not a brick and mortar. Just the same way we are meeting, you made your time to come for this meeting. You'll also be making, it's highly flexible. So the flexibility is that even if you miss a synchronous session, the Zoom, you don't worry. You don't go chasing people that you missed a class. It's not a class. Furthermore, you'll actually get this information in the LMS. We do finish today, and 2 or 30 minutes after the end of our session, you see the Zoom video in the LMS. So your work will be to follow up on me if I have not posted that in the LMS, so that you can be able to review, to see what other people did while away. We don't mark register in the Zoom. We will not mark any register. I actually said, for me to know that you are participating in the LMS, whenever you sign in the LMS, you leave tracks. For those who are in ICT know that. Whenever you get there, I'll know you went there 30 seconds and you looked at this material. So we have a way of knowing that you are going through the material, even without asking you. We can follow those trails. So those who are worried that you'll be left out when defense is being done and all that. And sometimes we program late in the evening after you are through with the jam, wherever you are, we program this evening so that we can get as many people participating as possible. I wanted just to add something to address the worries that the members have. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. I've seen a concern about capstone at PhD level. There's a course you are going to be taken through by Professor Nyoche, EDU 900, advanced. Kindly mute. Tamin, please mute. Sure, Tamin. Somebody is talking, not Tamin. I was saying there's a course entitled EDU 900, Advanced Research Methodology. You'll be guided very well by Professor Nyonche, and you'll be able to explain the difference between capstone, research, and will guide you in concept papers, etc. Now, there's members who want something to be said about Doctor of Philosophy, Education, Leadership, and the Policy. It is going to provide you the opportunity to do courses in information technology, in leadership, in policy, policy development, formulation, implementation, and evaluation, global perspectives in educational policy and leadership. Kindly, class reps of each group, remind me tomorrow so that I can post the course outlines, the course structure for semester 1 and 2 for each program on your WhatsApp groups. I think that will be necessary so that you know which courses to register for. However, you'll find the courses in LMS. Thank you. I think we can have one more question from Rose Isaac.
Let me just
let me just also
I had
repeat.
a question as well, Prof.
Let me repeat, David Waswal, let me repeat so that Omolo can understand. Professor Njuguna has written there, thesis capstone supervision is online. Defense is online. Exam is online. We will not want you to come to CONSA for defense or to do anything else. Maybe we will meet you for the first time in CONSA when you'll be graduating. Thank you.
Yes, Prof, you mentioned my name.
And my name too, Kenny.
Hi, thank you for. Hey, great to have met you here again, David Waswa, my classmate. Okay, my question was, there is this Master in Learning and Design Technology. I can be heard.
Yes, you can hear you.
Yes, there's a Master in Learning and Design Technology. I've seen something that, okay, I happen to have maybe the course outline or whatever the units are sent that are there. There's something to do with assessment and evaluation in e-learning. I don't know if or maybe we have not heard anything about maybe an elaboration on the course. If it is the focus is not on the CBC or it's the delivery of the e-learning materials for both CBET or maybe universities, colleges, and CBC. I don't know. Maybe you can elaborate something on that so that maybe you can see if it is an option. I happen to have done my PGD, so maybe at least I have a background of maybe what I expect in the assessment or maybe the pedagogy part. Or maybe you can elaborate some of what we expect maybe in that Master in Learning and Design Technology.
Professor Njuguna, you can take up that, the expectation. What should students expect in the learning design, Master in Learning Design?
And don't make me talk or this one is never going to show.
Thank you, Professor Nyonje. I think that question can be answered properly by Professor Mutisia because it is in the other department. Professor Mutisia, are you on board?
We can just sign him up with money. The one who really worries me is the other one.
Prof, we can pick another question as I check with the details of the course.
Yes, as we wait for Professor Mutisia, maybe someone can answer my question. Can you guys hear me? Am I heard?
Go on, and I'll ask members who have their mics on to mute. Please, I don't have to mention your name. Please just check whether your mic is on and mute. We have a lot of background noise. Go ahead with your question.
Okay, my question is on capstone for masters students, whichever masters they are taking. Should I decide to do a capstone project and in the future go to take a PhD, I have to do a capstone again, or I can switch to research or vice versa in these two levels of education?
David Waswa, thank you for your question. The decision to do research or capstone will be squarely on you. For example, you may want to do a capstone in masters on something which is highly pressing. Then you do it, and as you complete it, you have a product or you have a report which shows how your innovation or your capacity building intervention has worked. You may want to do a research to just confirm on the same. Or you may do that and then find that there is another area that you need to follow up with another second capstone in a PhD. It is allowed. It is purely your choice. We will not interfere with what you want to do. I've seen from experience, because the first module that you're going to learn among the 5 will be research / capstone module. Inside it, you'll find the details on how do you do each one of them. And you'll be asked to do certain activities around that. So it will give you a clear picture of what you're doing. Towards the end of that module, members of that class will actually produce a capstone proposal. But as they move from that, you find that the members are changing to research. It's allowed. But after defense, after you've defended your activity, it may not be tenable for you to change what you want to do. You will be allowed to move to the field with what has been recorded in the records of the dean, that's what you're doing. So you are allowed to play around with what you want until you get it. Some of us, we did several master's theses before we got to the real thesis that we were doing. You do a thesis proposal, then you go to the field to test it and then find that you can't collect data, you change. Sometimes it's very difficult to change when you've already presented it to the panel of advisors and who may have cleared you. So please, the decision on which area is squarely on you, but you'll be guided. It has to be within the study area and not outside. Like, for example, you're doing masters in learning design, and you want to do from learning design, you do something that is different. But then learning design is just an area, a discipline where you will be allowed to understand how adults and any other type of student learn, and how to design the environment under which the learner will be able to study and successfully acquire knowledge, skills, and values that you list them. Some of the areas that you'll be looking at is online studies and how to design online environments, and also how learners learn and how to intervene or initiatives that are required to promote learning. So I've just said something because somebody was asking about it. So it's about your decision, David. I hope
Thank you very much,
answered.
Prof.
Yes.
Very clear. Thank you very much.
Could you have any other question asked? I'm guessing that the dean, wherever he is, may not be able to talk. I am talking about there are a number of people with their hands up. We have Duncan or Joey, and then we can followed by Dennis Baraka, and then we will have Paul Murithi to say something, and then others will follow. Go on.
Hello, good evening. This is Duncan.
Good evening.
It happens that I did mechanical engineering in my undergraduate. Then currently I'm employed as a trainer in one of the TVETs. But during the time I was applying, I had applied for Masters of Education in Educational Leadership and Policy. Today, during the orientation, I realized that I ought to have applied for Masters of Technology Education. So please, can I be helped so as to change the course?
I think this is what you are advised to do an email. I have forgotten the email, but I remember you are advised to do an email to the dean. If the dean is still here, we'll provide the email so that you do an email. Then that can actually be handled officially. Is that okay?
Yeah, Professor Nyonje.
Yes.
For the transfers, they are normally done on the student portal. Once they have registered for the other course, they just go to their portal. There is an option for inter and intra transfer. They select that, and then there will be a drop list. They choose the program where they want to transfer to. So it's totally done online from the student portal. They don't need to write to anybody. And then once they apply, now the dean will approve for them to be successfully transferred to the other department or the other program.
Thank you, Prof. I hope that is clear.
Maybe related to that one, but Prof, related to that one, I did my intra transfer some time back, and from the orientation, it was indicating that it could be something that is not taking long. But mine, I can attest that it has taken. I'm not seeing any changes in my portal as far as the transfer is concerned. Thank you.
Professor Njuguna, you have something to add on this?
Yes. If the student applied in this learning session, which the January 2026 learning session, it has not yet started. It will start from 26th of this month, and many of those applications have not been processed. So whatever you applied, it's still in the system, and since they are still mapping the courses, I think from Monday next week they'll be able now to process most of those applications that are pending online. So I don't think you need to worry. So long as if you applied this time, it will get processed from next week once ICT finish course mapping.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you. Could you have Dennis Baraka? You have your hand up. What's your question?
Excuse, please. Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Something to before we proceed to the next question. Hello, Prof. I want to add something on the same. There's something I want to.
Please go on.
Oh, okay, thank you. I did my undergraduate TED in PMT, but someone has raised a question that it's better to do masters in TED rather than educational policy. And I had interest in a master in educational policy. I don't know whether I'm doing the wrong course or I can still proceed with the same course, that is education, masters in educational leadership and policy. Thank you, please.
Yasin, we have said that this is done online. You can actually go to where you belong if you feel like you have applied a wrong one. That's the advice that Professor has given, and you just go on the system, and then you can change. That's what we Prof has advised. And anyone who has that challenge, please just know that you are free to make changes or to change to what you want if you've come to realization.
My
Is
problem
that okay?
is not. My problem is I don't feel that it is a wrong course. Educational leadership and policies. I don't feel that it's a wrong course. But is it wrong to do something different from what I did in my undergraduate? Because I did technology education, PMT option. But now I like to do this new course of educational leadership and policy. Is it wrong to do that?
I get you. Please know, undergraduate is a foundational course, and it gives you a foundation. You can use it to write and move to any area that you have interest at master's. Undergraduate, so long as you qualify for that master, that undergraduate helps you to grow to qualify for that undergraduate. So you've not made a wrong choice. Please proceed.
Thank you. Now I'm good.
Dennis, please. Dennis, and then Kennedy, then Evans, and then Murithi, Paul Murithi.
Thank you, Prof. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Just go on.
Thank you so much. My question was on matters help. I don't know if I'll be asking the right question this platform. We really apply for help, that is support from the government, and it was approved. Now, can we go on after maybe paying the 10% of the annual fees? Can we go on learning expecting that they will disperse the money, or is upon dispersion the money has been dispersed when we are going to be allowed to continue with the course? Can we rely on the help now that has been approved?
Yeah, will depend on your word, and I think admission may want to see a proof that it has been approved as you wait. But 10% allows you to proceed to your class, but you need to make good the rest of the. But I don't know what admission will advise on this about and finance, and that's why Professor Charlo was saying that anything finance, we probably will need the finance to answer you. But I'm thinking that once you have the 10% paid, you can proceed and get to that, and then you'll be advised.
Thank you.
Kennedy?
Thank you, Professor Nyonja and Professor. My question is, I got interest in a master's in education, leadership and policy. Does the course have curriculum studies in it? Thank you.
No.
Hello.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, though you'll be taken through some aspect related to that. But it doesn't have curriculum studies.
Okay, thank you.
Evans, Chariot? Is Evans there? If Evans is not ready, we can go to Paul. Paul?
I'm there, Prof.
Go on.
Okay, there's this question people are asking about Master of Education in Educational Leadership and Policy, if it is interdisciplinary. So kindly answer that.
Now, noting that disciplinary leadership is just leadership. We need people who can intervene on issues related to leadership. You know that a leader and education policy are two things that move together. A leader must influence policy. A leader must implement policy. A leader must have other related things. And the theory of leadership, which is a bit new and has not been understood at the education level. I don't know what you mean by interdisciplinary, but you'll see a lot of management, leadership, and policy evaluation and all that, and implementation. Interdisciplinary means what? It means that it has a number of areas across the education discipline, or what do you mean? Evans.
What I mean by mentioning about interdisciplinary, I mean we have leadership, at the same time we have policy. So does it mean that when we do these masters, is there a relationship between these masters and other units that might be close to management?
Yeah,
for example, curriculum.
It has that, but it may lack. It may talk about curriculum, but in light of how do you implement the curriculum as a leader? How do you influence the curriculum implementation? What are the strategies that you need to use as a leader because of issues related to the curriculum? So it will be now the leadership theory as it is applied across education. If you mean that's now the interdisciplinary, which you mean, then it is. But it will come from a leadership perspective and how you tackle all the things that related to education and policy.
Thank you.
Yes. Paul?
Thank you, Prof. And the other Prof for the wonderful presentation. I have joined the PhD in leadership, education leadership and policy. I was wondering, okay, I was not able to join from the beginning, so I'm not aware how we are getting into our groups. So would you kindly probably post the link to joining the group for the various programs on this wall so that we can be able to join? Prof, if you allow me, there is this gentleman who said he has mechanical engineering and he is a trainer in a TVET institution, and now he wants to do masters in education technology. If I were asked to advise him, firstly, I would ask him whether he wants to continue being a trainer and he wants to be employed by the Public Service Commission. And if yes, the best option for him as of now would not be master in technology, because that one would not qualify him to be registered as a TVET trainer. The best would be firstly to get a PGDE so that he qualifies to be a trainer first before he gets the masters in education technology, unless he wants to change his career in a different angle. That would be my advice for him. Nevertheless, I think he is clear of what he wants to become. Thank you very much. Thank you. Maybe if you share the link, I will appreciate. Thank you, Prof.
Thanks, Paul. I think you've assisted somebody. Paul, let me just see whether Professor Njuguna has a link for the WhatsApp. Professor Njuguna, do you have, or if Professor Mutisia has?
Prof, I've shared, I've reshared. So he can check at the last entry on the chat. You'll find all the links there.
Please check, Paul, and thank you for providing guidance to our friend here. And allow me to say this, that the TVET authority is very keen on members who are coming and they are within the TVET fraternity. And And therefore, that's why we came up with a postgraduate diploma in education to address and give leeway to those who want to be licensed to work in the TVET sector, because the TVET sector would want members who have a pedagogical edge and show evidence for that. Our postgraduate diploma in education has those specialization, and it was made to address that gap. Therefore, when you go there, you find that we have even teaching methods in electrical engineering. We have teaching methods in plumbing. So these specialized areas have been addressed in our postgraduate diploma. So maybe to advise, I don't know how much, is it Odio or who was asking about this, that if you can be able to manage, then you can not drop what you're doing. You can actually also just sign in for the postgraduate diploma and see how you can do side by side. It may be very challenging, but beneficial towards the end. So advice by Paul is invited. Thank you so much. Kennedy, Evans, and Yassine, I think we have heard you. You can lower your hands. Please lower your hands. We can go to Coach Elvis. Coach Elvis, and then we can have Mohammed Dur. I think it's Mohammed Nur. Yassine? Sorry, Coach. Yassine, please lower your hand. We have heard about you. The other members will not talk.
Thank you. I don't know if I'm clear.
You are. Go on.
Yeah. Yes. There was a question asked by someone about some people who might be in diaspora and they are interested in this course PGDE, and you gave a clear answer concerning the teaching practice. But there are some situations where the language of instruction in most of the schools in those countries are something else, not other than English. So what should we do in such situations?
That's challenging. I think we can address that situation as it comes. But we know whether teaching in Kiswahili or in another language, teaching is teaching. Resource development, resources that you're developing, and how you make your student access to them is something that can be displayed. And language barrier is not an issue. If you, as a teacher, you can master that language, we have a way we can translate that language for our understanding. You may use the Spanish. You may use the Spanish to teach to the student in Spain. But that's Spanish. With our technology, it's not a very big challenge for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Then we can go to Mohammed, or Mohammed has dropped. Marcellus?
No, not yet.
Yeah, Mohammed, go ahead, and then Marcellus, and then we can go to Kenneth Murungi.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Nyonge. I think I can be heard.
Yes, you can be heard. Go ahead.
Good night. Love you.
Okay, thank you.
Sheila, please mute. Go on, Mohammed.
Yes, my first question is about application process. While I was applying, I have made an error and put my university period as only 1 year. It should be from 2022 to 2025, but I made it only 1 year. Alafu second is about specialization. I did combination of IRE and Arabic, and after I've completed the university, I was planning to do masters on administration and planning, but in OUK I've just came across the masters of leadership and policy, and I've just picked that. And should I be able to now get that course, that master course of administration and planning? Alafu, about the research, I did the research while I was doing my undergraduate. Should I be able to continue with that research, or there are some topics which I may be told to research on? And about the registration and fees, I think this one has been asked, but I'll just ask again. For my case, I have applied for many bursaries and now waiting. Now, can I be able to be registered, or can I register for the courses and pay before the exam? Those are my questions. Thanks, Prof.
Professor Njuguna, can you be able to take some of those questions?
Yes, in fact, most of the questions I'm trying to answer on the wall, unless there is a specific questions. I hope the student can be able to check some of the responses, because some of the questions have been answered.
Yes. Please, if there is, please check on the chat. Please, some of the issues you are raising have already been addressed, like issues related to making mistakes on during the application. Was it rejected? Did it reject, or you just realized?
Prof, Nyonje,
yes.
On that one, the student should not be worried, because there will be a session on troubleshooting where the ICT will be sorting all the issues that the student are having, including where they have entered the wrong details. So for now, we cannot be able to change that, but in the coming few days, ICT will organize troubleshooting sessions. In fact, it was supposed to be today, where if a student have an issue, then the ICT, because they have the back end of the system, they can be able to change those details. So your application will still go on.
Thank you. But also on research, you talked about. Mohammed, please let me just answer the second question. You've been guided. The second question is about research, what you did at undergraduate and you want to continue on it. Please know what I said, understand what I said, that we want something original. You will give us reasons why you need to extend on what you did in undergraduate. Remember, master's is a senior level of academic. Undergraduate is the lowest. So you can't mix things like, for example, if you are telling us you want to be admitted at the master's level because you did research, and then we want us to look into that. We'll tell you the work that you did at undergraduate is inferior to this level you are. Maybe towards the end of your program, you'll see something new and which you'll want to do. Remember, the research area is our students' choice. We don't impose these things to them. Students choose what they want to do, and we guide them, because this will be your work, not the supervisor's work. So we will guide you on this. And I think the other things you are raising, I think can be addressed as guided by Professor Njuguna during the troubleshooting. Okay. Then we can go to, I don't know whether Marcellus.
Please, can you tackle on
Kenneth
there, Professor?
Murungi?
You hear me?
Marcellus, go on.
Thank you very much, Professor. I have a question. I've applied for
the postgraduate diploma in learning design and technology. And my concern was, number one, yesterday we were told that people take four units, and I had 4 units. I'll be able to finish within one academic year the program, because earlier I'd seen a timetable that talks of 5 units. My second question is, the knowledge that I gain in the postgraduate diploma, is it knowledge that I can apply I happen to work in an institution of higher learning, that is a university. Is it knowledge that I can apply in teaching and learning at university level, or I'll be required to, or is it that I need to go for the master's program which is superior to postgraduate diploma? And then finally is about, well, I guess this fee question will be answered in a different forum. Thank you very much, Professor.
Before I lose it, thank you so much, Marcellus, for your question. The program of postgraduate diploma in learning design was designed with you in mind. Those people who are at the place where we are now. From that program, you will be actually able to design the learning paths, online learning paths that you choose, which may be better for your student. You'll be actually at the higher level of even advising on issues related to the LMS and the nature of the LMS that the institution can embrace. You can actually troubleshoot a number of things that relates to teaching and learning environments. In short, you will be a learning designer, and you will also be instructional designer. So these are the competency that you're going to acquire out of that program. And we will be speaking same language at the end of that course. Most of the students who have gone through this Marcellus, we start low, but as we get to end the program, they even advise us, the university or UK, on how we can improve on certain experiences on the LMS. We have really benefited from them because they come and they get the knowledge and they start even criticizing what is going on our LMS, and we have benefited a lot. So if we can have you reach that level, because that is the highest academic achievement, where you can critique the environment where you are. If you reach there, then we will be free to allow you to go and influence everything around you and even do consultancy around that. So it's a very wide and it's the latest now. It's the latest what we want people to embrace now. So I think you are in the right program. Thank you. Right. So Kenneth, I think Kenneth is the last one, and then I will take the program back to Professor Njuguna to wind up. Kenneth? Okay, it appears that Kenneth has a legacy hand. Please confirm, Kenneth, if that is a legacy hand or you really
so my
wanted
other concern was on time, duration.
Yes. Yes.
Is it 2 semesters or 1 calendar year?
Okay. Please, Professor Njuguna. Professor Njuguna, please ask. Please answer that question.
Can you repeat the question, please?
The question was on duration, the time.
Yes.
Is it 2 semesters or 1 calendar year?
Which course? There is a lot of background noise. I don't know who is this. Let me mute them. Kindly repeat. Which program was that?
Postgraduate in learning design and technology. Whether the 2 semesters are 9 months or or the program is 1 calendar year, either calendar year or the academic year.
Okay. It is a trimester. We have 2 semesters, and then 1 semester is for is it postgraduate diploma in education?
No, it is postgraduate diploma in learning design and technology.
That one I will check. Let me check. I thought it's a postgraduate diploma in education, where you have 2 semesters for learning and 1 semester for teaching practice. Yeah? But for the other one, I can quickly confirm from the COD, and then I will give you the feedback. Maybe not in this forum, but most of our programs, they are based on academic year, meaning that we are looking at the semester basis and not the calendar period.
Professor, before maybe someone was to get us some elaboration on the master in learning design and technology, or maybe the expectations. I've not heard that being addressed.
Yes, we were expecting the COD to be here, but it seemed they had issues with the network. But since this is just an orientation program, we are still going to engage further. What I can say is that the most basic information about the program is provided on our website. So if you go to our website concerning that program, you'll find some basic information. But since we know now you need details, more detail, maybe even the cost structure and the like, I would propose that you post some of those questions in the group that we have created for specific programs, so that you get a specific response to your question instead of me giving you a generic answer. For now, I may not have that answer. Yes.
Thank you.
So I think the time is not on our side. We are approaching 9 p.m. We were supposed to have a wind up around 8. It's good that we have been engaging, asking a lot of questions. And what I will say is that this is not the end. This orientation is not the end of our interactions. We're still going to interact more. And that's why we created those social media groups, so that if you have a question, you post there, and the COD or the chair of the department or any other faculty in that group may be able to respond to your question. Some of the details we may not be able to provide now, since we don't want to give you an information overload, but you shall be getting those details, particularly the cost structure, what units you need to register, how you need to do your studies, and so on. Those will be provided as we start our learning as from 26th of this month. So you'll find that some of the issues have not been sorted, particularly the course mapping. You may not be able at the moment to register for the courses because the ICT is still mapping those courses, and they had promised by Monday next week most of the courses will be mapped, and you'll be able to register for those courses. So don't panic when you find that your portal, you cannot be able to see the courses you're supposed to do. I'm sure by next week, Monday, that will be sorted. For those who want to do the transfer, once you have finished registering for your courses, there is an option, inter and intra transfer, in your student portal. Just go to that option, click on that portal option, select the program where you want to transfer to. There is an application fee you need to pay. So ensure that you pay that application fee for your transfer to be effected. For those who have done, let's say, masters at another university and you want to do your second master here, and you may have done some courses that are similar in the other master, you still have an option to apply for credit transfer. What is not allowed is exemption, since we don't want you to start seeking for exemption for courses maybe you did at undergraduate level. So we shall stop at that point. Please kindly note the links that we provided for different programs. Join those groups, and from your groups, you should be able to interact more among yourself and also with the CODs and faculties within those groups. So we wish you all well, and we welcome you to Open University of Kenya. And we're normally on the virtual space, and most of your learning will take place in the evening. As soon as you have finished your daily schedule, we'll organize for you to do your classes in the evening. Even our exam, they're also scheduled in the evening. Maybe some of them are scheduled from 6 p.m., others from 7 p.m. to accommodate people from different areas, and also people, students who are working, and also students who are also from other countries where we have different time zones. So we are very flexible. In fact, if you look at our principles, is issues of flexibility, issues of affordability, issues of inclusivity. We don't want to leave anyone behind. And that is why we have tried to be flexible enough to accommodate everyone. My final point will be everything we do is online. Even if you come to our campus, we have very few offices. Most of the things we do online. So we don't expect to have these physical interactions. Most of the interaction will be on our virtual space, and that is where we'll be doing most of our learning. And we do encourage you to learn from our LMS. We try to discourage learning outside the LMS, where students start posting learning materials on WhatsApp. We really discourage that. We want all the learning to happen on LMS, and you are taken through by director today in the evening on how you can be able to navigate our LMS. So let's stop at that point. And once again, thank you so much for choosing Open University, and also for choosing the School of Education. And on the behalf of the Dean, I will welcome you, and I hope we shall have more interactions very soon, particularly for the PhD. Those who are doing PhDs and masters, you will be guided on how to start off your research and capstone. So welcome and karibuni sana. So we can stop at that point and see you tomorrow. If you don't have time tomorrow to listen to our VC, we shall ensure that we have the recordings provided to you to actually hear what our VC has to say about our programs and about our students from wherever they come. So thank you so much, and bye for now.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Mwalimu amesahau kufunga darasa, wengine watakesha darasani.